Good Friday evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of White County High School in Sparta, Tennessee, where we are set for the high school football game of the week. The Upper Cumberland's oldest rivalry renewed as the Cookeville Cavaliers have taken the 20-minute trip down Highway 111 to take on the White County Warriors. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network. Thrilled to be joined by my broadcast partner, Justin Matheney. Halle Ledbetter handling the sideline duties tonight. Tonight's broadcast is presented by the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company. We appreciate them for making tonight's broadcast possible. As we get pregame rolling here about 13 minutes away, let us know in the comment section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. We're expecting a big crowd on hand. They already are here tonight at Warrior Stadium. And a big crowd watching online as well. You can help us out by hitting that like button and hitting share so your family and friends can watch this game live tonight. One of 4 games across the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network. Of course, this one over on UCR 2, it's Upperman against Macon County. On UCR 3, Livingston against DeKalb. And on UCR 4, East Robertson against Monterey. And Justin, there's an excitement in the air. There always is when these two rivals get on the field against each other. Doesn't matter the sport. Cookeville Sparta has a big fight feel, and tonight is no different.
Yeah, and I guess we should just go ahead and address this off the rip, because if you're not here, you don't know. I don't know if you want to call it a little showmanship, a little gamemanship, what, but Cookeville literally got here 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
They warmed up in Cookeville, got on buses, fully dressed, drive down here, and they get off the bus, right at the 25-minute-ish mark, and are just walk down the hill straight onto the field, warm up. They're not even going into the locker room. They're just chilling up. So it's one of those things. Coach Hennigan's trying to shake things up, spice things up a little bit. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. We were talking, if you come out here and you're not ready to play, it's a bad idea. But if you come out here and kind of change things around, it probably worked out great. We're going to find out. But something I've not seen done ever. So just be interesting to see how ready Cookeville is to play here to start the game.
Cookeville enters this game at 1-1 on the season. White County 2-0. White County coming off a 35-6 win at Warren County in another rivalry matchup for them. Cookeville got their first win, 28-18 against Pure Academy out of Memphis. Last year's was a classic, a 59-54 White County W. Of course, Malachi Dowell went crazy. He's not here tonight. He's playing at Austin P, getting ready for a game tomorrow. But no shortage of big-time stars in this ball game as we sit about 11 and a half minutes away from kickoff here in Sparta. A beautiful night for high school football. Temperature right now at 80 degrees and dropping. The sun has now set. It's going to be in the 60s before we get out of here tonight. A drastic difference from what the temperature was a week ago. Yeah. We're moving through pregame here. We're going to hear from White County head coach Curtis Beatty. We won't hear from Taylor Hennigan because of what Justin just mentioned. They just got here, so Halle didn't have time to get over there and talk to Coach Hennigan, but we'll get Coach Beatty's thoughts on this game. We'll break down the matchup, and we'll get to kickoff. Just 10 minutes away from kick in Cookeville versus Sparta. The latest chapter in the rivalry will be written tonight. Now let's hear from Halle with Coach Curtis Beatty.
Down on the field here with Coach Beatty before the big game. Coach, what are the nervous levels looking like in the locker room going into this big rivalry matchup?
I don't think the nerves are a big issue as far as, it's a big rivalry. We're looking at nerves. It's a natural nerve game because you're playing at home for the first time all year. So the kids are just kind of rolling through it. But we're so young that I don't know that they know what big games are yet. So we're about to find out how those nerves play.
Buddy? The running game has been worked for you for the past couple of weeks. Do you think that you're going to have any opportunities for big passing plays tonight?
Well, we try to get Tripp into rhythm throwing the ball. But me and Coach Sloan, we love to run the ball. We're all about physicality here at Sparta. So if we can run the ball, we're going to run it 73 times tonight. And if we can't, we'll try to throw the ball a little bit.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate is proud to support high school football in the Upper Cumberland. With a client-first philosophy, you can count on Sonia to use her extensive experience to make your real estate dreams a reality. Whether you are buying or selling a home or just want to see your options, you can count on Sonia Brown. Call her today at 931-979-7145. That's 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and planks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
The experts at the South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Located at 640 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville, get your oil changed, tires rotated, and fluids filled. Need other repairs? Stop by for a same-day free diagnosis and estimate. South Willow Auto Clinic is a longtime supporter of student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland. South Willow Auto Clinic, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
In the Upper Cumberland, we understand the importance of standing strong together as a community. When we face things like disease, sickness, or injury, we rely on family, church, or friends for help. But many of our neighbors are dealing with a health emergency without these essential blessings. That's where you can help. Donations stay local, and 100% goes to help your neighbors with medicine, medical care, and essential home needs. Please give what you can.
At Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, we can provide all your auto, home, business, life, and health insurance needs at the lowest possible cost. Our highly qualified staff of insurance professionals will give you the attention to details you're looking for to properly assess all your needs. We've been proud to serve Cookeville and the surrounding area since 1983. We want to be your insurance professionals and can satisfy your needs at the lowest possible cost. Why not make us prove it? Call 931-528-0474 to get your free quote today. Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Welcome back. The national anthem has been performed, and the teams are set to take the field here in Sparta. It is Cookeville against White County. I'm Noah McKay, Justin Matheney to my right, Madison McKay handling the producing duties this afternoon. Halle Ledbetter on the sideline. It's Cookeville Sparta, so the whole team is here. Goose is down there, as is Maddie Lindsay, taking photos, highlight videos, stories, and more coming to the website and our social media channels. As we mentioned, one of 4 games for you going live across the Frontier Chevrolet UCR Media Network. This one here tonight over on UCR2, Macon County against Upperman, a Region 4-4A matchup. Also in that region, Livingston Academy against DeKalb County over on UCR3. On UCR4, it's East Robertson. You want to see a 3-star athlete and a 4-star athlete? Tune on UCR4 as they take on Monterey. 4 games for you to choose from tonight. Justin, as we look at this matchup, you talked about it in the coaches show this week for Cookeville. They're thinking, man, thank God Malachi Dow is no longer on the football field, and if it isn't another one, here comes Trip Pinion, who's been sensational through 2 games. He's averaging 246 yards per game. He has 107 yards passing as well, on completing well over 50% of his passes, actually over 60% of his passes. 10 total touchdowns. He's accounted for over 600 yards in 2 games. He's putting himself in position to be one of the top players in the state in the 4A class. Just a junior. White County, no secret. They're going to put it into 3's hands all night long. Cookeville, no secret. They're trying to find a way to slow him down.
Yeah, if I'm Cookeville, I do one thing on defense. I commit 8 or 9 guys to the box, and I say anybody but 3 can beat me. It's a lot easier to say that than it is to do that. I've talked about it all week. You're going to design ways to stop him, and he's going to keep the ball, and he's going to beat you anyway because he's that good. You're going to have to be able to live with some of that, but you can't let someone else start going off. You can't let a bunch of big plays happen in the passing game. If you can man them up on the outside and commit as many guys to the box, that's your best chance to win. And to be honest with you, conversely, I think that's probably really similar to what you're going to see Sparta do on the defensive side of the ball as they're playing Cookeville. Cookeville's passing game is inept. There's nothing there, so I'd do the same. I'd man up the guys on the outside. I'd put 8 or 9 guys in the box and say, hey, if you can beat me throwing it, we'll figure it out and adjust later. But if you can't, we're stopping your run game.
Sparta opens up the season scoring 31.5 points per game. Cookeville at 20.5. Sparta rushing for 312 yards per game through 2 weeks. Cookeville is still rushing for 179, which is a good mark. Maybe the biggest discrepancy, 1 giveaway so far this year for Sparta, 5 for Cookeville. They've thrown 4 interceptions, and they look at Trip Payton on one end, the other quarterback. He's also a big threat with his legs. Blake Owen, his first year as the starter, the junior there, 35 carries, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. You mentioned the passing game. Hasn't been the strong suit so far for Cookeville, just 8 of 16, 122 yards, no touchdowns, and 4 picks. But they do have a new weapon emerging. Beginning last week, they got a transfer in before the season started. He emerged, Thomas Johnson. So far this year, 23 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Didn't do a lot against Stone. Wasn't given a huge opportunity. He was last week against Pure Academy. He made his mark. Expect a lot of 11 getting the football tonight for the Cookeville Cavaliers.
Yeah, I would anticipate him being the starting running back, and you seeing a ton of handoffs to him and Blake Owen keeping the ball. Someone that kind of could be an X factor to me if Cookeville wants to throw the ball. They've got to get it to number 16, Joseph Owens. He looks a little different than everybody out there. He's a big player. I know they got Presley Jarrett out there. They've just not looked good. They've not gelled in their passing game yet. We know this is Blake Owens' first year as a starting quarterback, so you hope he grows each game. He's got to protect the football to stay in this one.
Something Cookeville is desperate for in this game, an explosive play. Their longest rush this season is just 19 yards in 2 games, so they're looking to take a top off of defense, whether it be on the ground or through the air. Sparta's had several explosive plays, courtesy of number 3, Trip Pinion. The state of this rivalry is very interesting when you talk about a Cookeville team that dominated this rivalry pretty much forever. Sparta looking to win 3 straight against Cookeville for the first time since 1972 to 1975 when they won 4 straight. Other than that, it's been a sporadic 1 win here, 2 wins there for White County. They've won 2 straight. They feel like they've got a great opportunity, quite frankly, to win the next 2 when they've got Trip Pinion. Cookeville, you mentioned what they did on the road here. Coming on the road, there's way less people than they have at home games. It's a very business trip-like mentality out of the Cavaliers. They're trying to put a stop to that small winning streak that Sparta has developed against their most hated rival.
Yeah, and this is a good rivalry for the Upper Cumberland, for these teams, for the community. This will be the biggest gate Sparta has all year unless they go on a deep playoff run, which they're definitely capable of doing. But the biggest, if you look down on the fence, the entire fence is full. The visitor side's full. The home side's full. And we're going to have a big crowd watching tonight. This game means a lot to both of these communities.
And here come the Sparta Warriors to our right, breaking through, and these are going to be a rowdy crowd tonight. Once again, let us know in the comment section who you are, where you're watching from, who you're cheering for as Cookeville takes on White County in the high school football game of the week. The last non-region game for a while for these 2 teams. Next week, Sparta has a huge one on this field against the Stone Memorial Panthers.
That's a big-time
real good chance that we'll be back here next week at Warrior Stadium. A big one for Cookeville as well as they try to become a playoff team. Again, they host the Lebanon Blue Devils next Friday night in Cookeville. So not only is it the rivalry game, it's also an important game to get in a rhythm before you hit the all-important region schedule. See if we can see which team won the coin toss. Sparta going with the gray jerseys, the maroon pants, maroon numbers and letters on the front and the back, outlined in white trim with those maroon helmets with the S on the side. If you're new to the area, maybe you're watching from outside the area, and you say, why are you saying Sparta sometimes and White County other times? It's the same thing, interchangeable. It is White County High School, but it is in Sparta, and they lean in to the Sparta more than anywhere else. Sometimes Upperman and Baxter and different places. In Crossville, Cumberland County, that changed when Stone Memorial got built. But Sparta and White County, same thing. As it looks like Sparta is going to kick away to Cookeville, and it'll be the Cavalier offense led by Blake Owen to start this one. Cookeville in the white jerseys, the navy blue pants, the navy blue numbers and letters. And Cookeville finally breaks the special teams huddle, and they will come out on the field. Excitement is in the air. Both student sections are packed. Cookeville's brought a big one on the other side of the field. Sparta's is always here. Both bands are here. This is what high school football is all about tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, you talked about it being a big game, and I've had people texting me all week, is Cookeville going to beat Sparta? Guys I played with, guys that played before me and after me, what do you think about the game? Well, first off, I tell them to watch the coaches show, and they'll get to know exactly what I think. But just say, I've got people literally texting me right now. I had someone calling me when I was walking through Food Line this afternoon before I made my way up here. So this is a game that just hits a little different, feels a little different from every aspect. Just a lot of pride right on this game.
White County will kick left to right on your screens as the lights come on, and it's a little Friday night lights time in Sparta, Tennessee. The kick is away. It's a little pooch kick that'll be fielded about the 27-yard line. Looking to reverse it to the outside, and unable to do so is Jack Clark. And Cookeville will lead off on their own 22-yard line on their opening drive of this game. We'll see Blake Owen. We mentioned Thomas Johnson, also Caden Outlaw. Him and Johnson had the exact same amount of carries to this point in the season. So you'll see both of them. And, of course, Blake Owen carries the ball more than anyone for this Cavalier team.
You'll be able to tell real quick what Sparta's game plan is. And Trip Pinion's probably their best player on defense as well.
Owen breaks the huddle. He's got one receiver out to the right, two to the left. Calls for the snap, has it, play fake. He's looking to keep it around the outside. He's hit, stiff arms. Owen still on his feet at the 20. He's hit and taken down in the backfield. Big loss. Sparta's defense all over that one. Subtract about 5 yards, and the start's going to be really interesting for Cookeville, Justin. It was a calculated risk to warm up at Cookeville and get on the bus, get off the bus, and stand for 25 minutes before playing. Right there, White County has the better of him at 2nd and 15.
Yeah, couldn't tell if that was a read play or not. He defensive end stayed at home and got him in the backfield.
Owen breaks the huddle again. He's got two receivers out to the right side, takes the snap, little counter play, big hole, stiff arm. Outlaw is spun down, though, at about the 20, make it the 19, and it's going to be 3rd down and long as the Sparta defense holding up early, very early, against this Cookeville rushing attack. It'll be 3rd and 13.
And that was the worst case scenario if you're Cookeville on that first down play. We've talked about how kind of behind their passing game is. It's important for them to do well on first downs to pick up positive yards so they're not having to throw the ball.
Owen takes the shotgun snap. His quarterback draw the whole way, and he is hit and taken down maybe right at the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be a quick 3 and out in a punting situation here. Sparta's defense holds strong. Cookeville goes nowhere on the opening drive.
Yeah, you said it. They held strong. There were running lanes initially on some plays, and they closed really quick. So the defensive pursuit was doing a really good job flying around. And what I said, I thought they would just man up the outside and put as many guys in the box as they could. They absolutely did that. They are daring Cookeville to throw the ball because they don't think they can. That's probably a great defensive game plan.
Punting unit on here for Cookeville. Returner standing on about his own 45. This is a low line drive kick. Could work out for the Cavs. It takes a Cookeville roll inside the 35. It'll be touched down at about the 33. And that's where Trip Pinion and the offense will take over. Pinion has been simply sensational so far this season, Justin. And after that defense forced a 3 and out, they're going to have a lot of confidence out there.
Yeah, and here's where Cookeville really has to dig their heels in and buckle down. And if they can replicate that or not, I don't know. I mean, Tripp's a tough guy to play. They're going to have a ton of quarterback design runs for him, plenty of read plays. You got to stay at home, and it's going to be important for the DBs on the outside to stay awake too. It'll be easy to get lulled to sleep with how much Sparta's going to run the ball and wait for them to take a big shot over their heads.
Pinion breaks the huddle. He'll send two receivers out each direction. Owen Adams, the senior tailback, with him. Pinion Pardon me, that's going to be Darvon Richmond, who he moves out, and Pinion's all alone. Takes the shotgun snap, 5-step drop, looking down the seam. Receiver's there, and it's broken up. Nice job in recovery by the big number 13. That's Jack Massengill, who breaks up the play. And I think Coach Beatty played a little close to the vest there with his interview with Halle. They liked some things they saw on tape this week, Justin, in the downfield passing attack against this Cookeville secondary. They tried to attack it there, but a good play by Massengill.
And they probably do if you go back and watch the Stowe Memorial game. Cookeville cut some guys loose, had some busts, so they're probably thinking there's some opportunities to hit some big plays there. Football is a game of inches. If that ball was barely tipped at the last second, if it's not, that may be 6 going the other way for Sparta.
2 receivers out to the right side, another to the left of Trip Pinion. Calls for and has the shotgun snap. He's going to hand off. The back Adams is hit and taken down. The Cavalier defense with a strong start through 2 plays. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for Sparta.
And here's the thing in this game, right? You've waited for this game, especially if you're a senior. It's your senior year. You've got so much energy and nerves built up about it. The first couple of drives, you may just be feeling each other out and trying to get some of that nervousness out of your system before you can get to playing the ball you know you're supposed to.
Delton Dial, maybe the best player on this defense, makes the tackle on that one. Pinion breaks the huddle again. Twin receivers, takes the snap, rolls out to his right side, fires. Receiver's there. Does he make the catch? No, he does not. Incomplete. They'll say he was out of bounds. He was short anyway, but it would have been close. Each team trades 3 and outs, and Sparta will punt this one away.
Yeah, that's just a simple confidence throw for the White County offense as they roll to the short side of the field, just trying to run something to the sticks, giving a real simple combination just to pick up the first down. And like you said, it's tiptoed on the sideline. I don't think he controlled it on the way to the ground, so that one didn't count.
Demarius Dowell on to punt this one away. Dropping back deep to receive is Mason Taylor. As Cookeville bows up on defense. Little hard count. Now Dowell has the punt, and he drops the snap, but he does get away a really high kick, spinning end over end, and takes a vertical hop. It'll be touchdown at the 39-yard line. Decent field position for the Cavalier offense, which went backwards on its first drive. Comes back out as Coach Hennigan gives a big high five to his punt return team. Good field position for Blake Owen.
Yeah, so far, Cookeville starts to drive with a Sparta pooch kicks it. They run backwards at the 21. They go 3 and out and have to punt it. They get a 3 and out. Now they're starting with the ball around the 40. So Cookeville's got the edge in the field position game here. Anytime you can start 20 plus 25, the chances of you scoring go drastically up. And here we go. It looks like Sparta just straight manning up. Ton of dudes in the box.
And now it is Thomas Johnson in the backfield. Outlaw got the first possession. Snap is taken. Play fake. Owen keeps it himself. Makes one man miss. Now gets forward. Positive gain for Blake Owen on first down. About 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
And that's the most positive play Cookeville had. They're getting a power read going out there to the wide side of the field. Here's what Sparta's doing. You call that where the quarterback sticks it in the belly. You call that the mesh point. They're sending someone at the mesh point just to blow it up. Usually you have a guy play the running back and the quarterback in the dive. They're just trying to blow the whole thing up. Sometimes you can get a 2-for-1 on that.
Owen surveys the defense, gives a good hard count, but Sparta is able to hold off. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, working right to left on your screen. Early in the first quarter, 8 minutes to go in the opening frame. Owen takes the snap. He's keeping it himself the whole way. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Spins forward, though. He'll be short of the line, but it's 3rd and short upcoming here. First man to the fight was A.J. Hunt for Sparta.
Yeah, and if you're looking at it from Cookeville's side, no one blocked the backside defensive end there. Just let him come scot-free. That one had a chance to go for a lot more. It just wasn't blocked up properly.
3rd down and 1 from the 49. I imagine a run is coming, but I've been surprised before. Johnson on the right hip of Blake Owen. Takes the snap. He rolls out to his right side, keeping it the whole way. He has the first down as he's pushed out of bounds. That'll move the chains for the first time tonight as Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate. First down for the Cookeville Cavaliers.
And what you got right there was just straight unbalanced to the short side of the field. Quarterback sweep to the right. That was a short side of the field. And they just had Sparta outnumbered over there, had too many hats for them to block. I think this is going to – it could shape up to be a real tough night to move the ball for both of these teams, where each team's having to fight for every blade of grass they can get. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line into Sparta territory. Go the Cavs. Owen takes the snap. Now he's going to hand off to Johnson. He has a hole, and he bursts through it. He's hit and taken down. Another good gain on first down, and
Make it 5 yards or so. Second down upcoming, and first down is going to be so critical tonight, especially in a running-style football game. Gains of 5 and 6 yards, both those coaches will take it on first.
Well, I mean, I think we're going to see a predominantly run game from Cookeville, so they need to stay in 2nd and 7 or 6 or shorter to stay ahead of the change. And I'll be honest with you, I think we'll see a lot of opportunities for them to go out on 3rd and 4th and short.
Steel Technology scoreboard update coming up momentarily as Owen takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself, wiggles through the defense, dives past the line to gain. It's another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, first down for Cookeville. Macon County got down into the red zone against Upperman and stalled out, missed a field goal. The Bees will take over 1st and 10 over on UCR2. We'll keep you updated throughout the night on games happening around the area, including the ones we're not broadcasting. Meanwhile, here it's first down. The Cavs with a very positive drive on their second crack at it, trying to strike first. I think this game's going to look a little different than last year's 59-54 affair that we had in Cookeville. Maybe a quicker game, though. Trips to the left, one to the right. Johnson moving back and forth as Owen gets him lined up. Snap is taken. He's going to hand off to Johnson. He's hit as soon as he has the ball, and there come the rest of the Warriors. That play blown up. A.J. Hunt makes the tackle. And it'll be a loss of 3 as Johnson a bit slow to get up, but he's all right. It'll be 2nd and 13.
And we'll see right here if Cookeville can overcome a negative play on first down. The first few first downs of this drive, they were picking up 4 and 5 yards. When they get behind the sticks, it's really bad for them because they can't throw the ball. A.J. Hunt,
a player that we've heard Coach Dodgen on the End Zone Show talk a lot about. They really like this kid. It's a very young Sparta defense, especially up front. They're earning their stripes early in this season. Owen sends Johnson in motion. He's way out wide. Snap is taken. Owen rolls out to his right, fires in the flat. Receiver is there. He makes the catch and splits 2 defenders. Still on his feet, pushing forward, and now here's the pile. Falling forward. Good gain for Jackson Jones. And from 2nd and 13, it's going to be 3rd down and short, I believe, but this is close to the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
3rd and inches, and both teams right here in crucial moments have rolled the pocket. Cookeville went quads 4x1 to roll it out and to try to confuse that Sparta defense. They're going quick here.
Owen checks back over. 16 seconds on the play clock. 4:43 to go in the first quarter. That's moving along at a good pace. A little bit different than the game we had last week in Baxter. Snap is taken. 2 blitzers from the outside, and they split right through. There goes Caden Outlaw. He's into the red zone and more. Outlaw now being picked up and thrown backwards, but shows off a little explosiveness on that run. And welcome into the Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency red zone. And we're in the high school football game of the week, which means you double up sometimes, and it's the Twin Lakes Catfish Farm red zone as well. Say, why are you doubling up? Well, we got awesome sponsors, and none of these things are free to put on. And so that's why when it comes to some schools, you get doubled up. But we thank all of our sponsors. First down and 10 upcoming from the 16 for Cookeville.
You said it showed a little burst. The Cookeville backs, first time seeing them in person this year, a little quicker than I expected, but they don't have some of that pop and fall forward ability behind some of their pads.
Snap is taken. Owen's going to keep it himself over left guard. Stutter steps and his hit drags the defender forward to the 12. That's where he'll be spotted down.
So everything Cookeville's doing on the offensive side of the ball, for the most part, is quarterback read game. So he's got an option to hand it or to keep it himself. And so far, so good for Cookeville. He's making the right decisions most of the time and picking up positive yards on first down.
Bouncing around, Upperman with a huge pass play on Upper Cumberland Reporter 2 there into the red zone there. Going to UCR3. We'll give you an update on Livingston DeKalb. 0-0 DeKalb football right now. DeKalb is driving into Livingston territory. UCR4 still scoreless between Monterey and East Robertson midway through the first. Meanwhile here, Outlaw on the sweep play, cuts upfield and gets what he can. Big-time 3rd down play upcoming in what I would pretty safely imagine is 4-down territory for Taylor Hennigan and the Cavs.
Yeah, I couldn't have no inside information or any thought on their kicking game, if they would even attempt a field goal here. I'm going to be honest with you.
Made a game-winning field goal last week.
Right, but in this game, if you get down in the red zone, field goals aren't going to be enough to win this game because I don't think they'll be able to keep Trip Pinion bottled up all night.
Bouncing around from game to game. We'll keep you updated on it as we go, but the eyes are here. 3rd down and 4. 2 receivers each way for Blake Owen. The band begins to play real loud as Curtis Beatty hypes him up. Owen barrels forward, gets behind the blockers, has the first down and more. Pile still moving towards the goal line. Give him. 6. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Blake Owen in the Cookeville offensive line with an early haymaker as they push the pile for 5 yards and 6 points.
They started that one at the 40, and the key for them on that drive that was different from the drive before, they got positive yards on first down. That drive went 60 yards, took 6 minutes and 23 seconds there off the clock, and first down, the positive plays, picking up 3, 4, 5 yards, allowed them to have success.
That's an Amber Flynn Jared with the Real Estate Collective touchdown for Cookeville. Extra point unit on, snap, set, kick. Good. 2:19 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Cookeville. That is a very strong drive, mostly on the ground, but don't forget about the 2nd and 13 play where they aired it out, got 10 yards, and it gets capped off with a touchdown run by Blake Owen.
I'll give a shout-out, free shout-out to Amber Flynn Jarrett, as she's the best real estate agent in the Upper Cumberland because she employs my wife. So that's greatly appreciated from the Matheney family, that's for sure.
Bouncing around from game to game here. It's 2:19 to go in the first quarter. Cookeville going to kick to Sparta. Sparta's had the ball one time, 10 minutes into the game. That tells you that possessions may be at a premium tonight, and you go down, you're looking for an answer.
Yeah, and like I said, I think this game's going to have a lot different look than the one last year. It's going to be a lot quicker. It doesn't look like so far through 2 drives that either team is going to give up a lot of big plays. I just have to sit there and play at home and take what the defense gives you.
Kicking unit is on here for the Cavs. And the home sideline, which, of course, we're in the press box here on top of the home sideline, has gotten a lot quieter than it was a few minutes ago as all the energy has moved to the opposite side of the stadium for Cookeville. A long way to go, though, here in this game. Kickoff is away, and it is a good one, deep to about the 5-yard line. It's bobbled, and now here's the return at the 10, the 20, the 25. Splits the gap to the 30, to the 35. Still rumbling forward to the 40, to the 45, where he is taken down. Great field position for Pinion and the Warriors. On the return is Peyton Simpson, who's had a good start to his season. And it'll be 1st and 10 Sparta on their own 46.
And here's the thing. The last drive for Cookeville started at the 40. They were able to go 60 yards and get a touchdown. This is a great starting field position for White County. You would expect them to be able to take advantage of this and find points at the end of this drive.
Sparta went nowhere on their opening possession. They tried to pass on first down and ran it on second and third, ran it on second, incomplete on the third down play, and a little bit of late arrivals into the huddle here as Demarius Dowell will stride in with 14 seconds on the play clock. As Pinion breaks the huddle, they'll have to get up there in a little bit of a hurry.
Trips yet to run the ball. I would assume that changes right now.
Yeah, a little bit surprising on that fact, and now we've got a whistle and a stoppage. And this is going to be an equipment issue as Darvon Richmond came out and his knee pads are too high up, so he'll have to jog off the field. One problem for Sparta through 2 weeks despite the wins. They've had a ton of penalties against them, and they've had several equipment violations. And down in Chattanooga, they had approximately 15,000 of them. And I think it was Richmond. Yeah, he had a bandana around his neck. Snap is taken. They're going to hand off. The back has a big hole around the outside. He's to the 45 with a stiff arm. That's enough for a first down for Demarius Dowell. That's right, another Dowell moves the chains, and that one is a Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency. First down for Sparta.
And that's the thing. I mean, you've got to live with that if you're Cookeville. You want to stay at home and make Tripp beat you, but that alley player's got to be there. The secondary contain guy has got to be there to not let Dowell go for a big first down. But that's a great drawn-up play there by the Sparta offense.
Sparta trying to answer the score by the Cavaliers on the last drive. Snap is taken. Pinion, now he's going to keep it himself. Pinion bounces upfield. Tripp Pinion with a stiff arm. There goes Tripp Pinion. He's at the 35-30. Pinion wiggles upfield to the 20. Tripp Pinion rumbling through tacklers to the 15. Carrying defenders forward to the 10. Tripp Pinion with a big-time Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency first down. And welcome into the Cheek Insurance Red Zone for the Sparta Warriors. Also presented by the Twin Lakes Catfish Farm. There's the Tripp Pinion effect. They bottom him up at the line, and it meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you're going to be, and then Sparta's going fast, but they had him hit at the line, but Tripp just being Tripp, making plays where there's nothing there.
Pinion going to send trips out to the left side. One to the right, 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in the opening quarter. First and goal, White County Snap's taken. Going to hand off to Dow on the sweep, and Dow is going to rumble in. He's tripped up at the goal line. In zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Sparta, and an answer from the Warriors as they march right down the field the other way and are an extra point away from tying the game.
I'll say this, looking at that drive from Sparta, they've got the ability to hit big plays. I've not seen that Cookeville has the ability to hit those 20, 25, 30-yard plays. Sparta does with Tripp and Dow there, and that's the same play they ran to start the drive. Cookeville's got to get that one drawn up and adjusted that on the sideline because the handoff's going to be there all night.
Was on Tripp Pinion, and Dow, that's as easy of a touchdown as that young man's going to find in his high school career. Snap, set, kick. Good. 54.6 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and we're all tied up at 7. I want to thank our friends, the presenting sponsor of tonight's game and all White County football games this year, the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company. I want to tell you, they've got an auction tomorrow, 137 East Bachman Way in Sparta. A great opportunity to buy a commercial building with an on-site billboard in a high-traffic location. There are gas tanks. They've been sealed off, and that is tomorrow at 10 a.m., 137 East Bachman Way. Check out the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company Facebook page for more information. We appreciate them for being the presenting sponsor of White County football all season long. Well, we mentioned Sparta was looking for an answer, Justin. That was an emphatic answer as we're back knotted up at 7.
Quick. And like I said, I mean, it seems like just off watching the first 2 drives here, we've got 54 seconds left here in the first quarter. Sparta's going to have some ability to hit some chunk plays. I've not seen that Cookeville has that, so can Cookeville sit there and stay patient? The play that's going to kill Cookeville, they're going to be most upset about is the third play of that drive where Tripp rips it off, and they had him hit it at the line of scrimmage. Kids putting 500 pounds on the squat rack. He's not coming down easy, so they had bodies where they were supposed to be, just did not get him down off that quarterback counter.
Caden Outlaw deep to receive.
Over on UCR2, Macon County now answers with a stop in the red zone, tied up at 0 there. Bouncing over to UCR3, we'll wait on an update from Livingston and DeKalb County. And then we'll move to UCR4. 3-0 DeKalb over Livingston right now. And over on UCR4, East Robertson and Monterey still tied up at 0 late in the first quarter there.
Wildcats hanging tough.
They absolutely are. And here, we're tied up at 7. 4 good games happening right now across the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network. Kicking unit on here for Sparta. Squib kick again. Ranging up is Clark. He fields it at the 24, looking for a lane to run through. A huge hit was thrown, and it did not level on Clark. He will be taken down. Caden Outlaw felt the full brunt force of one of those Warriors flying down the field, and now a little perhaps of some chippiness, maybe just tripping over each other, as it's going to be 1st and 10.
They weren't tripping over each other. This is what this game turns into, so especially a tight one. If it's a blowout either way, you don't see a lot of that. If it's a tight game, you see a ton of that.
1st and 10, Cookeville trying to do what they did on the last drive. They methodically moved it down the field. Just 45 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Been a fun one so far. We expect it to be a fun one throughout.
Can this offense find more first down success?
Johnson back in the backfield with Owen, one receiver to the wide side. Quarterback Owen takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson rumbles forward, gets to the second level, and lowers the shoulder past the 40. Depends on the spot. I believe that's going to be enough. It is enough for Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate. First down, also presented by the South Willow Auto Clinic.
Well, they are moving the chains now, so
they were a little delayed.
I don't know if they stopped the
The
clock.
only reason I knew it is because the official was waving to stop the clock. 30 seconds to go, could be the final play of the first quarter. Owen takes the snap, going to play fake, keeps it himself. Owen hitting the backfield, and he will go nowhere. Loss of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and long. Believe that will tick us down. Cookeville is going pretty quick up to the line. 12 seconds. They're not going to have enough time to do anything here, and that will bring us to the end of an exciting first quarter in the high school football game of the week. After 1, it's Cookeville 7, Sparta 7. You are watching the high school football game of the week, presented by the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company. We'll be right back with more from Warrior Stadium.
Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is proud to support the Upper Cumberland community in a variety of ways. As one of the nation's top dealerships, Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is your home to buy, sell, trade, or service your vehicle. Visit FordLincolnofCookeville.com to shop online or price your trade, or stop by 1600 Interstate Drive today. Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network and student athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, Killer! You'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. Killer! When you're fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out. Hiller!
Welcome back. All tied up at 7 here in the high school football game of the week. Cookeville football, but they face a 2nd and 12 after the first down play went nowhere. I'm Noah McKay. He's Justin Matheney. Halle Ledbetter down there on the sideline. She's on the near sideline with White County because her microphone wouldn't work if she was on the far sideline with Cookeville. Cookeville working left to right as we get back to action here. The Warrior Band, one of the best in the state, rocking to our left, adding to an awesome game day atmosphere. 2 receivers to the left. Man goes in motion. Snap is taken. They're going to hand off on the sweep, looking for the edge. The receiver cuts up, and he's taken down at the 45. That's Presley Jared. Lots of speed for Jared. He had a huge game last year through the air against Sparta. Different-looking offense this year, though, and they get him involved on the ground. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 from the 45. They need midfield for Cookeville to move the chains.
And I'll be honest, I know Blake Owen scored the touchdown for Cookeville, but the runs that have looked the smoothest and the cleanest have been runs to everybody else. You can tell White County is really keyed in on Owen.
Blake Owen with Thomas Johnson on his right. Little hard count. Nobody jumps. 9 seconds on the play clock as they check out of it. Snap is taken. Johnson, after the counter, dives forward, and he is stood up and taken down. Early decision here for Taylor Hennigan on the road. It's 4th down and a long 2. What do they do here? Maybe hard count and timeout, if nothing else.
Hard count, take a delay, get you a little more room to punt the ball, but possessions, I think, are going to be a premium tonight for Cookeville.
Break the huddle quickly here. No doubt going to give a hard count even if they run a play. 2 receivers to the left. There is the hard count. Another attempt. Nobody moves. Owen checks back to the sideline. This has timeout written all over it.
They're going to pooch punt it.
And Owen does back off. He takes it, and he is going to punt this one away. And it's a great punt by Blake Owen, spiraling at the 10. Takes a Cookeville hop inside the 10, rolls around to about the 5. And we've got flags and extracurriculars. Thomas Johnson involved for Cookeville. Try to get a look at the number for Sparta, clapping his hands together. Looks like Colton Gentry, who was the counterpart in that one. He thinks it's on Cookeville. If it is, that's going to negate a great punt and give Sparta a get-out-of-jail-free card, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, a lot of times in a game like this, you'll see a quick whistle and offsetting. You never know what happened down there in that pile.
Yeah, I had no clue, didn't see it. So, but like you said, that's a get-out-of-jail-free card. If that one's just on Cookeville, had them backed up down there at the 5, it'll give them some breathing room out to the 20 if that's a unsportsmanlike.
Livingston Academy with a 2nd and goal when they get back to action after 1. DeKalb County leads 3-0. Briz Trapp playing tonight. Stretchered off the field last week, sprained ankle. Maybe a little misdiagnosis. Who knows what happened? But praise God for the misdiagnosis because we were hearing all sorts of crazy things.
I felt like I heard he lost his leg.
Yeah, it was. Glad he is all right as the official now will make the call. And it's unsportsmanlike conduct on Cookeville, unsportsmanlike conduct on Sparta. That will offset, and that leads to a great punt for Blake Owen of about 45 yards standing. It'll be 1st and 10 Sparta way back on their own 5-yard line.
Now for Cookeville, it is key here for you not to let them march 95 yards down the field. You played the field position game. If you can get a 3-and-out, you should get the ball back around midfield. Again, that's one of those things with Tripp back there. It's a lot easier said than done. And just on that sucker zone play, they've had nobody in the alley to get Dow down. So they've got some answers to get fixed over there on the sideline.
No, don't adjust your internet. It is Dowell and Pinion who are moving it around for White County. Demarius Dowell and Tripp Pinion. And now we've got a stoppage and a discussion perhaps among the officials. Sparta was really unhappy with the fact that was called offsetting. I'm not sure what the discussion is, and I would be a fool to speculate at this point.
They're moving the ball. Are they saying they should have to replay the down?
Well, both of those penalties happened during the play. So I don't know if that impacts anything on an offsetting penalty. I thought on offsetting penalties the down stayed, but I am certainly not a rule book official. So the guys who are down there on the field, and they're moving the ball all the way back.
I do know Jeremy Tollison is in attendance at this game tonight. I might have to.
We need to Mike Pereira him up here in the booth.
Halle, go find him. I'm joking.
Monterey driving on East Robertson early in the second quarter in a scoreless game.
He may make us look dumb.
We'll have to issue some apologies if Monterey wins that game because none of us picked that one to be close. And they are going to move the football all the way back to where it was before, and they're going to try to reset the chains and everything.
Yeah,
Touchdown Livingston Academy with a Steel Technology scoreboard update. LA leads now over DeKalb County.
Live ball foul.
Live ball foul. Randy Wallace, he can be our Mike Pereira. It's a live ball foul, so they will move it back. And Dodgens up here as well saying we should have left him on the game. I know some Sparta fans would agree. Some Cookeville fans wouldn't love
Sparta
that.
fans definitely don't want to listen to me all night. I can tell you that for sure.
Hey, huge crowd watching online right now. We welcome each and every one of you. Help us out. Hit that like button and hit that share button. We're just getting started tonight, and it's been a really good one. 10:24 to go in the first half, and we're all tied up at 7.
Now, it was about 4th and a long, too.
Now it's 4th and 1.
The way they've got it set up, I mean.
That ball was a yard further up than it was before.
It was on the 48. It should be moved.
I mean, I'd probably go for this now if I was the Cookeville Cavaliers, to be honest with you. I mean, that is a full yard further up, and we'll see if Curtis Beatty tunes into that one because that definitely, I mean, it's a full yard, and Cookeville's not going to apologize, but they've got the punting unit out. See if they've noticed.
Smell a rat here if you're Sparta. Look for a fake with it being a little shorter than it was.
Punting unit is on. Yeah, this would be tailor-made for a fake if they were going to run one. Punter has the snap. No fake here, and it's a low-line drive kick that's going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line. Returner with a stiff arm, still on his feet, and good job by the gunner down there to stick with him and take him down. Peyton Simpson on the return.
So it's a net gain of 15 yards there for White County. Like you said, get out of jail free card, had them backed up on the 5. They're going to start here at the 19, so in that one, White County comes out on the better end of those offsetting penalties.
Look like Blake Barrett there making the stop defensively. Hey, new stream over on UCR2. They had some connection issues there in Lafayette, so Jacob throttled down the connection so that they could get it up there a little bit better. They're having some buffering issues, so if you're wondering where that game is, it's on UCR2. Again, their new stream is live. I think he waited till the end of the first quarter because he's a smart live stream director. Trips out to the right side, one to the left for Trip Pinion. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for Sparta. Now the question is, will they reshare that stream or not? Let's find out. Snap is taken. They're going to hand off to Dowell again on that edge play. Dowell runs into his own blocker and now weaves around at the 20-yard line. Dowell trying to reverse field. He has a stiff arm. He's going to get taken down. And now a little bit of extracurriculars after that one, and they're scrambling. Cookeville thinks they have the football.
They do not.
The official says he does not, but there's a youngster in Dowell going the wrong way, and it's going to be 2nd and long now for Sparta.
And that's a play for Dowell. You know, like you said, a youngster trying to sit there and make a play. Keeps kind of giving ground to look for somewhere to go and just kept going backward, further and further backwards. So that's something as he gets older, he'll realize just to take what he's got.
9.5 minutes and counting. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Loss of 3 back to the 16-yard line for White County.
And see, White County, I think their offense is a little more capable of making up negative plays on first down than Cookeville's is right now.
Trips to the right, one to the left. Pinion in the gun. Calls for and has the snap. Play fake, looking to throw. One-on-one coverage downfield. Receiver there, and he dropped it. Right off the hands and the chest of Richmond. He had beat his man to the inside, was going to get tackled. Staying with him was Fry, but that had big play written all over it. Instead, it's 3rd and 13.
That had 6 points written all over it, and that's what you got to live with Cookeville is can your corners, can your DBs hang on out there on the outside? If they can't, they are in for a long, long night because that was there.
Trips to the right, one to the left. Pinion going to be in the gun here, 3rd and 13. Cookeville trying to get the football back in a tied game. Sparta looking for a big play. Snap's taken. There's a false start. The receiver on the right side, one of the 3, jumped early as Pinion was calling for it, and it's going to be 3rd and Cookeville now for Sparta as they'll back him up to 3rd and 18.
And this is one that for Cookeville, you've got to get off the field. Listen, there's not many players you'd feel confident about picking up a 3rd and 18. In this game, you feel like Tripp can do anything with the ball in his hands.
What's the play call here for Coach Sloan? He calls the plays for Sparta. Familiar face, as there was, of course, new head coach this year with Curtis Beatty, but a ton of the assistants stayed over, and Coach Sloan was a key part of that.
It looked like they were rolling the pocket, give Tripp that run-pass option. That's probably what I'd go to as well.
Pinion has the snap. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Pinion wiggles to the outside. Pinion looking for the edge. Bounces it up. Pinion past the original line of scrimmage. He's hit out of bounds. He'll be short. It was a gain of about 12 yards, and it looked like he may get it for a second, but the punting unit trots out as Cookeville able to secure the 3 and out after a couple of penalties, push Sparta back.
And that's the thing for like I said, if there's one kid who can pick up a 3rd and 18 on this field, it's Tripp. And just put the ball in his hands. They just run a quarterback power play, and he had a chance to get over there on the sideline, kept getting around people, but the pursuit got him. So I don't think you'll feel comfortable on that. I think White County's missing a punter.
The punter, just Dow now goes back there to boot this one away. 10 seconds on the play clock. Little confusion there for Sparta. Has a good chest-high snap and low kick, not very deep at all. And it'll be touchdown at the 45 of Sparta. Tremendous field position for the Cookeville offense looking to regain a lead. 1st and 10 from the 45 in White County territory.
And that's the one thing Cookeville's winning so far in this game is the battle of field position. They've started the ball with the ball on the 40. One time they went 60 for a touchdown. They're going to start it here on the 45 so that they don't have a long way to go. You would feel if you're Cookeville, you've got to come away with points for sure, a field goal, if not at least a touchdown here. Starting this so far past midfield.
Monterey and East Robertson still tied up at 0 in the second quarter. Bonafide state championship contender up the mountain in Monterey, and the Wildcats hanging tough early. Owen moves a man across the line of scrimmage. H-back sets up, snap taken, handoff to Outlaw. Outlaw speeds up to the outside. Outlaw cuts through, jumps past the line again, and he's moving forward. It is Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate. First down, also presented by the South Willow Auto Clinic.
And that's what I said earlier, the runs where they're handing it to other people and not letting Owen keep it and letting him read it are where they're having more success. You can just see they are locked in on stopping Owen running the ball right there.
Bradley Central leads Maryville 21-3 at halftime. Battle between a couple of heavyweights.
Yeah, and Bradley Central's a different animal this year. That's
really
for sure.
Good.
Boo Carter, Marcus Gore, both committed to Tennessee.
8 minutes to go in the second. Cookeville beginning to drive after starting in great field position. Snap is taken. Owen's going to keep it around the left side. Gets away from one tackler. Owen lowers the shoulder forward, and he is pushed out of bounds. Depends on the spot. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 9, just short of a first down.
And Coach Dodgen giving us some extra tidbits here. Stone Memorial in Cumberland County knotted up at 7.
What?
In Crossville.
How about the Jets?
Jets.
I mean, hey, nobody thought that was going to be close, and we'll see if it stays that way. Some region games. Upper
Really
and make it kind of close as well.
Oh, Goose sitting there.
2 receivers out to the left. Cookeville Sparta. He couldn't miss it. Especially if it's close, though. We can give him a hard time. Snap is taken. Going to keep it himself. Owen sticks the ball out. That's Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate. First down, also presenting because it's during the game of the week by the South Willow Auto Clinic.
And I will say this. I know I keep saying that Cookeville looks better when they're handing the ball off to other people. Owen's their best player on offense probably. He's got the chance to make the most big plays, to continue to move these chains. But just the Sparta defense is really keyed in on him. But he's going to get his. We know that for sure. He's going to carry the ball a ton tonight. And they're don't look like they're really keen on airing this one out at all.
Over on UCR2 as we keep the updates rolling up. Remember the big passing play. They're nearing the end zone there. Man in motion, snap is taken. They're going to hand off to Outlaw. Outlaw runs right into a brick wall. He has stood up and taken down. Looks like Isaiah Kelso. First one into the fight. He makes the tackle. And I'll tell you, these are some young freshmen for Sparta. But as you like to say, some pretty-looking football players out there. They've got some size to them.
They've got some big, pretty kids across that defensive line. And, I mean, here's the thing.
You say it better than I do. That's football coach speak there.
They're doing a good job here of knocking Cookeville's pullers off their tracks when they're coming around. So some of these run lanes are not clean. The backs are having to make moves in the backfield.
Trips to the left side. Snap is taken. Rolling out to his left is Owen. He fires, receivers wide open on the curl route. Turns around. He's hit hard. And that is going to be extracurriculars, and there's 2 of them. One on the sideline, one in the backfield. I think you're going to have roughing the passer and a penalty on the outside for a late hit, and that'll hit Sparta a couple of times. Their one saving grace is they're already so close that it's not going to be a 30-yard penalty. It's going to be half the distance to the goal a couple of times, and it'll be first and goal if that holds up for Cookeville.
And like you said, wide open, rolling the pocket over there, running a curl on the outside, a corner over the top, easy 1-2 read. If the curl's open, you throw it in there. You don't hold it and wait for the corner to come open over the top. They did that, able to turn up the field and pick up close to a first down. And we'll see what happens as they sort through this penalty here.
And when you have it during the play, after the play, which one do you apply, all those sorts of things. The white hat official will give his call. We got a roughing the passer going against Sparta. And we've got an after the play is over, personal foul against Sparta. So just like we thought, what we saw during the play, and the penalty bug has hurt Sparta the first 2 weeks. They've gotten away with it against Silverdale and Warren County. Right now, Cookeville threatening to take the lead midway through the second quarter.
And as you said, it's not a 30-yard penalty because of how close they are. It's going to shake out to be about a 10-yard penalty after everything's all said and done. But it'll give Cookeville first and goal from the 5-ish. Maybe the 6.
First and goal, like you said. Now moving into the red zone. The Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency red zone, because it's during the game of the week. Also presented by Twin Lakes Catfish Farm. Twin Lakes Catfish Farm in Baxter. Great place to eat, spend the night, or do some fishing.
Gary's my guy.
Desserts are unbelievable. Gary Maxwell,
good guy.
Great guy as well. 2 to the left. Snap is taken. Owen's going to keep it himself. He has nowhere to go, but he bounces off a tackler. Blake Owen moving forward again. No signal yet. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cookeville. The near side official closest to us signaled for 6. The one in there did not give the signal. There's no doubt about it. There was a touchdown signal there. They haven't put it on the board. They're going to say, okay, scratch that one then. Second down and goal. There's no doubt about it, Justin. The official on the pylon put his hands up for a touchdown. My apologies.
And I guess he's just not going to say anything.
He's just standing over there quietly. So second and goal from the 1. There's no doubt. That wasn't a stop. Owen getting right under center for a quarterback sneak. Takes the snap. He's pushed forward from behind. Now we're going to wait on everybody to signal this time. They're going to say it was short. All right. I'm going to need the officials out there to please use their hand signals and stick by them. It's going to be third and goal. They say he didn't get across the pylon or the goal line. Score update on UCR 2, Upperman 7, Macon County 0. Over on UCR 4, still 0-0 between Monterey and East Robertson.
Third down and goal.
I think if you're Cookeville here, you're in 4-down territory.
For sure. And now they're going to bring in some muscle, it appears. A couple of bigger kids check in. 20 seconds on the play clock. Somebody's going to have video of that official putting his hands up. And if this doesn't lead to points for Cookeville, there's going to be some angry Cavaliers. And now they're going to go in the gun. Johnson on the right hip of Owen. The Sparta crowd realizes they have an opportunity. Owen takes the snap. He's hit, dives forward. No doubt about that one. End zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cookeville. It took a minute for him, but they did punch it in, cashing in on the great field position and a couple of penalties to regain a 6-point lead.
You know, we both thought he scored on the first play. He took a big hit in the backfield, somehow able to fall forward. We're going to have a stoppage here for something.
Little equipment issue, perhaps. 13-7 the score. Alonzo Sanchez on to kick this PAT. East Robertson turns it over. Monterey football on UCR 4. Snap, set, kick. Good.
The extra point is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, if it's not already in the microwave, get your popcorn ready. We've got a fun one tonight in the game of the week. It's now 14-7 Cavaliers, and the pressure returns now to the Sparta offense. The last time they trailed, they answered immediately with a few big plays and 6 points. 4:37 to go in the half. Sparta with an opportunity to perhaps go 2 for 1, as they will get the ball to start the second half as well.
And that's exactly what I was about to hit on. You took the words right out of my mouth. Key for them to go down here and get points because they're going to get the ball out of halftime. And like you said, they could go 2 for 1. Next time Cookeville touches the ball, they could potentially be down 21-7, and they're sitting here leading with 4.5 to go in the first half. Does Cookeville have an answer to keep the big explosive plays from happening? When they've not given up an explosive, they've got 3 and outs for Sparta. When they give up one, Sparta's marching down the field and scoring.
Hope you'll join us later on tonight for the Friday Night End Zone show. We'll be talking about this game, every other game happening. We'll get call-ins from around the area. Hopefully have a coach or two call in as well. Love to get the winning coach from this game on the phone. We'll see if we can wrangle that one up. We'll have a lot of fun. Got to give us time, though. The show is filmed in Cookeville, so we got to get back up there. It'll be a little bit longer than it has been the past couple of weeks. But as soon as we get it set up, we'll be right back here on the air.
We'll be on earlier this week than we were last week.
I can promise you that. And we will be off earlier than we were last week because the kicking unit is on, and this one is a low spinning kick fielded at about the 15-yard line at the 20. Waiting for the blockers to set up, now being pushed backwards. The returner slung down at the 25. Cookeville play with a little mojo right now with 4:29 to go in the half.
And I know I was kind of the only one who felt this way. I thought this would be a really close 50-50 game. Of course, I went with my Cavaliers just because that's who I am. But I thought this would be the teams were a little more evenly matched this year than they may have been last year.
Well, we mentioned on the coaches show this is the most intriguing Cookeville-Sparta matchup in a while because of the unknowns entering the game. Pinion's going to break the huddle here. Only a couple of carries so far for Trip Pinion. Look for that to maybe change for Sparta.
Yeah, he's got to be the guy. And the passing game's there, too, as well.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Pinion calls for the snap. He's going to play fake and keep it himself. Pinion hurdles over defenders. Trip Pinion rumbles and makes it look easy for 15 yards. And a Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency Red Zone also presented by the South Willow Auto Clinic.
And it looks like Cookeville's made a change over here at the field corner, the right-hand corner. They've got Joseph Owens, number 16, in there to match up maybe with a little more size and speed. It's easy as an offensive coordinator and a coaching staff to kind of outsmart yourself sometimes. Trip Pinion should probably carry this ball 35 times the rest of the night.
Well, you know, it's funny. I always joke with Coach Beatty when I'm giving equipment to Coach Dodgen and talking to him and say, hey, give it to 3 this week. No duh, as you say, one of the no duh statements. See if they start going to 3 a little bit more here. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it again. Pinion rumbles, and there goes Trip Pinion. Wiggles to the outside at the 45. Sayonara. 30. Bounces out to the 25, 20. 15, 10. Give him 6. Touchdown, Sparta. They give it to 3, and he cashes in. Less than a minute later, an extra point away from tying the game.
And I said this between a break. Sparta has the ability to hit big plays like that. Cookeville does not. They've not shown it. Can Cookeville sustain this all night, going blow for blow, with Sparta throwing haymakers and them sitting in there kind of throwing body jabs, small hooks, and Sparta sitting here just coming off the top rope at them?
That's, dare I say, Dowell-esque on that run.
Nice.
Pinion-esque right there. That was impressive for Tripp. Kicking unit on. This is Simpson. Snap. Set. Kick. Maybe blocked. It was blocked. Coming off the edge was Presley Jerry. We mentioned the speed he uses it, and Cookeville stays in front 14-13.
What a
that
run.
That could loom large.
What a run, though. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Next time Sparta gets the ball, they go down and score. You go for 2 and let Tripp keep it, you're probably making that back up.
I'm going to be honest with you. You say that? I don't think you go away from 3 the rest of the game until they make you. I mean, that was an impressive run, as you say. What a run. But Cookeville was still a 1-point lead and 3:40 to try to go make something happen before going into the break and extend their lead.
3:40, 3 timeouts. They've not had a short, well, they've had some shorter touchdown drives time-wise because they've not had to go the length of the field. So starting field position will mean a lot here. If Cookeville can muster a good return and get to between the 35 and the 45, look for them to have an opportunity to score before halftime.
Stick around. We'll have the Happy Hiller halftime show. We'll take you around the state with the Steel Technology scoreboard, recap this first half, preview the second half, and have a lot of fun doing it. So we hope you'll stick around for that. Don't go anywhere during the break. Great game happening here. 14-13. That blocked extra point, remember that one later on, could loom large, but as you said, Sparta may decide to go for 2 if they score again in this game.
When they score again.
You think that's a safe bet?
Yeah, I just don't see Cookeville bottling up Tripp the rest of the night after that one.
Another low-line drive kick. This one going to be fielded on a hop at the 20-yard line. Looking to bounce it outside. The returner cuts it up. Pretty decent return there to about the 35. Lucas Harden wiggles his way through, and with 3.5 minutes to go right on the dot and 3 timeouts, Blake Owen and the Cookeville offense, which has moved it pretty good, come back out again.
They're going to have to go with a little more sense of urgency here with so little time on the clock for them to have the chance to punch this one in for 7. And are they going to try to throw it at all? They've thrown it a couple times tonight, not put it in danger yet. That was something we were real concerned about and talked about. Could Cookeville cut down on the turnovers? And Sparta's been super opportunistic so far this year in getting them.
Blake Owen comes out here. Sparta a little bit confused on defense. Now they set up, man in motion. Snap is taken. They're going to hand off on the left side. That's where the confusion was. Huge stiff arm diving forward. That was ferocious by Isaac Fry. He has a touchdown this season, and that time he has an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, and that was, if the stiff arm was completed through right there, he may have been running down the sidelines for a little ways right there. Had a lot of room to go, but good job by the corner over there fighting through that stiff arm and getting him down, saving a big play. And if you're Cookeville, you definitely, after watching what Tripp did, you don't want to score too quick. But
Also,
you gotta go.
We'll also at halftime have a conversation with Halle Ledbetter down there on the sideline. Snap is taken, dropping back to pass. Owen fires deep downfield. Broken coverage, receivers there. End zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Presley Jared with nobody within a country-wide mile for 6 points.
That looked like Jalen Hyatt running against the Alabama secondary last year. They just cut him loose. Just a complete busted coverage. It wasn't anything fancy Cookeville did right there. Someone just let their guy go. Like you said, wide open by a country mile. Easy pitch and catch for the Cavaliers.
The first passing touchdown of the season for Blake Owen. But 2:38 to go in the half with 3 timeouts. What a half of football. Snap, set, kick. That extra point is good. An 8-point lead for Cookeville. And that is an Amber Flynn Jared and the Real Estate Collective touchdown for the Cavaliers. By the way, the Sparta touchdown and all the excitement. Apologies to our friend Randy, who's up here. It's the Walls Insurance Agency touchdown. And I mentioned a little while ago, Justin, that this wasn't going to be the 59-54 game. All of a sudden, these teams are really starting to score some points.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were in for a lot lower scoring kind of defensive battle here, and both teams have given up 2 easy ones there. Drive before, Tripp Pinion, taking what's there and then just being who he is and making a lot of extra yards, and people look silly on the back end. And then on that drive right there, Cookeville starts with decent field position, and just White County cut somebody loose, had an MA, busted coverage.
Still Technology scoreboard update. Upperman has now opened up a 14-0 lead over Macon County. Monterey and East Robertson tied up at 0. There may be a victory lap on the Expert Predictions coast this week if that one continues. 0-0. How about the Monterey Wildcats? We'll talk about that game at halftime. Good for them. DeKalb County leads Livingston 10-6 on UCR 3. By the way, that was a passing touchdown. We've got a scoreboard updates chat, so that's where we get these from. 13 yards to Cam Bush on UCR 2. Here, all you could want and more. It's 21-13 Cookeville. Kickoff is away. This one takes an awkward hop towards the sideline, and it'll be fielded. Dangerous, perhaps. Cookeville all over that one for the big stop. I'm not sure if that was intentional on that kickoff, but it worked out lovely for the Cavs.
Ugly.
1st and 10 from the 16. Dowell on the return. And I've got a suggestion for the White County coaching staff.
Number 3.
Yeah, give it to number 3 and see what happens.
Until he taps and says,
if you're watching on your phone right now, you may want to pull down and tap that screen record button right here, because at any point in time, a highlight reel could break out in this game the way it's gone. By the way, speaking of highlight reels, Goose is down here today, and he's going to bring the heat with the highlights from this game.
I have no idea how to screen record. I'm old.
Yeah, we know. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Pinion takes the snap. He's going to hand off. Back looking for room to run. Goes nowhere. It'll be a gain of maybe 1. 2nd down and 9 with 2:20 to go.
And, I know we're sitting here thinking, and you may be thinking the same thing at home, like, why is Tripp not running the ball every play? You've got to keep him honest in some kind of way. But he should have the majority of the carries the rest of the night.
Not when it's Tripp Pinion. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Cookeville does a good job defensively on that one. Now Pinion is going to keep it himself. Pinion gets behind the blockers, gets grabbed up top, and that's a face mask. Yep. We'll see if it's 15 or 5, but we're not even close to that one. I could see the head go back. Nothing intentional, but got the hand up high, and that'll be, depending on the call, perhaps a first down for White County.
On the carry. There is a flag on
and
the
that's going to be frustrating if you're Cookeville. You finally bottle them up a little bit, and you have a face mask in there.
I wonder if this one may be the 15-yard variety because it was a good pull for us to be able to see him up here. It is a 15-yard penalty. It's an automatic. Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic, first down.
15-yard penalty.
And like I said, you finally get him bottled up. That's a design quarterback run. They're faking it some to the running back. Some of these are reads. Some of them are just that's all it is, a fake, and he's keeping it 100% away. And they get him bottled up, hit at the line of scrimmage, and get a face mask.
Pinion with 2 receivers out to the left side. Has the snap. He's going to play fake again. Pinion bounces it, looking to pinball around in there and gets past the 40 where he's taken down after a gain of 6. Pinballing is probably the best word to describe that one. A little tempo here with 1:40 to go. Sparta still has all 3 timeouts.
Gotta go.
Cookeville trying to get set up defensively. Shotgun snap. Pinion looking to keep it around the left side. Jumps through and dives forward. It's another Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic, first down.
And here's the thing, they've got bodies around it, but like I said earlier, that kid put on 500 pounds on the bar on the squat rack. He's not going down easy, and he's falling forward every time.
2 receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left for Pinion. Time ticking down, 1:15 and counting. Still all 3 timeouts. Pinion dropping back to pass, looking left, sets and fires deep downfield. Looking for Richmond again, nearly intercepted. Richmond turned into the DB. Fry turned into the wide receiver. Richmond breaks it up, and it's 2nd and 10.
And that's the matchup they liked earlier. They liked Richmond on Fry. They had him beat. That ball was probably a little underthrown, to be honest with you. You said it. Richmond had to go up and be the DB and break that one up, or that was going to be a Cookeville pick.
Score update, East Robertson has struck Isaiah Groves, the 3-star top-rated running back in the state. 7-0, 1:02 to go in the second there in Monterey. He scores the touchdown, and Taylor Hennigan wants to call a timeout and talk about things here before this 2nd and 10 play that's upcoming.
Not a bad timeout there by Coach Hennigan. Get things calmed down. Give your guys a chance to catch their breath. The clock's not running, so you didn't help out White County right there taking that one. Just let them know what you're keying on, obviously, Tripp, and then the pass game. They look pretty solid there in the pass plays they've drawn up and thrown, and Tripp's got some really good touch on the ball.
Over 1,000 devices live across the Frontier Chevrolet UCR Media Network. We can have that over 3,000 in a hurry if everybody watching hits share and shares it to their Facebook pages. Listen, good games happening everywhere tonight. All 4 games that we have right now are close 1 or 2 possession games. So if you're not at a game tonight, you should be watching a game tonight.
Have a buddy at the Upperman game. Just text me 14-0 Upperman there at the half.
And Upperman has scored in their last 2 possessions in that game.
Little slow start up there for the Bees. And they're going to roll now.
You think? 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Speaking of rolling, here's Tripp Pinion. Start your screen recording again. 4 down front and a 4-3 look for Cookeville. Man in motion across the line, that's Purvis. He's had a good couple of weeks. Hasn't got involved in the passing game yet tonight. Pinion with the snap. He's going to keep it himself around the right side. He hurdles. Cookeville does a great job bottling that up, and you hear the roar from the student section. Jordan Burris flexing on his way up. 3rd down and 9, 51 seconds. Coach Beatty's hanging on to his timeouts right now, trying to play it smart and not give Cookeville another possession.
Exactly. That's what you got to do here. You're going to get up here and run a play, but if you don't get it, you don't want to give the ball back to Cookeville with 50-something seconds left on the clock. They may let this one run all the way down, or they're taking it right now.
They'll take the timeout with 27 seconds. And that's a little catch-22. If they get a big play, they got an opportunity still, but don't want to get Cookeville too much time. Probably a smart move there by Coach Beatty, because if you end up having to punt it, you're under 20 seconds to your opponent. But if you get that big play, you have 20 seconds and a couple of timeouts to still try to score.
Yeah, and I'll tell you here, if now with running that time off the clock, if Cookeville's able to get a stop, they're going into halftime. They're going to knee it out or just do some simple – if they break one, that might be different, but I wouldn't look for them to try to air it out. They're going to be happy going in at halftime up 21-13.
Cookeville has played 2 close games. Sparta has not played any so far. They've rolled through 2 weeks. Will that play a factor as we move into the second half?
We were both kind of perplexed and puzzled about the decision to come down so late to the game and warm up in Cookeville. It's not seemed to affect them very much yet. The time for it to affect them is kind of over. So
perplexed is, I think, the perfect word
Confused.
for that. Pinion with trips out to the left side, one to the right. Pinion takes the snap. He's rolling out, looking to throw. Now looks back to his right. He's got to run. Pinion just throws it away across the line of scrimmage. 22 seconds. Sparta will have to punt this one. Cookeville with 2 timeouts, but will likely kneel it out, but we'll have to wait and see.
4th down for the Warriors.
That's a big stand for Cookeville right here before halftime, because as we said earlier, when Sparta got the ball with 4 minutes to go, they went down and filled and scored quick. Now, at least out of halftime, Sparta doesn't have a chance to take the lead in the game.
8-point game. Dowell back deep to kick this one.
Mason Taylor deep to receive the punt.
Mason Taylor back deep for Cookeville, standing on his 20-yard line. Dowell has a chest-high snap, boots this one away, a spiraling kick end over end. Takes a Sparta hop inside the 20, and now back at the 15. We'll expect one more play and then go into halftime. A good first half for the Cookeville Cavaliers here on the road against their arch rival, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak against Sparta, but certainly still anybody's game. Don't forget, we'll take a break. We'll hear from all of our sponsors who make tonight possible. And then we'll have the Hiller halftime show, go through the scoreboard, talk about the halves, talk about some other games, and get you ready for the second half. So we'll keep you entertained. And if you are going to tune out, we highly encourage you to go to one of the other pages, but I think they're all at halftime too. And our halftime show is better than Jacob's, so you might as well hang out with us.
Low bar. No. He'll have to go back and listen
Rafferty
to that
and
one.
JoJo's may be better than ours, though, over on UCR.
Rafferty,
4.
Cleary in the house.
You have to go bounce
Love
between them and figure out which one of us has the most entertaining halftime show. Owen going to be in the gun here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He has the snap, going to hand off. Outlaw gets away from one. He's caught from behind and slung down at the 16, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. After 2 quarters of play, it's Cookeville 21, Sparta 13. We'll be back with a Hiller halftime show. You're watching High School Football Game of the Week, presented by the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company.
I'd like to thank once again our primary game.
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate is proud to support high school football in the Upper Cumberland. With a client-first philosophy, you can count on Sonia to use her extensive experience to make your real estate dreams a reality. Whether you are buying or selling a home or just want to see your options, you can count on Sonia Brown. Call her today at 931-979-7145. That's 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and blanks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
The experts at the South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Located at 640 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville, get your oil changed, tires rotated, and fluids filled. Need other repairs? Stop by for a same-day free diagnosis and estimate. South Willow Auto Clinic is a longtime supporter of student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland. South Willow Auto Clinic, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
In the Upper Cumberland, we understand the importance of standing strong, together as a community. When we face things like disease, sickness, or injury, we rely on family, church, or friends for help. But many of our neighbors are dealing with a health emergency without these essential blessings. That's where you can help. Donations stay local, and 100% goes to help your neighbors with medicine, medical care, and essential home needs. Please give what you can.
At Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, we can provide all your auto, home, business, life, and health insurance needs at the lowest possible cost. Our highly qualified staff of insurance professionals will give you the attention to details you're looking for to properly assess all your needs. We've been proud to serve Cookeville and the surrounding area since 1983. We want to be your insurance professionals and can satisfy your needs at the lowest possible cost. Why not make us prove it? Call 931-528-0474 to get your free quote today. Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is proud to support the Upper Cumberland community in a variety of ways. As one of the nation's top dealerships, Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is your home to buy, sell, trade, or service your vehicle. Visit FordLincolnofCookeville.com to shop online or price your trade, or stop by 1600 Interstate Drive today. Ford Lincoln of Cookeville is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network and student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland.
Welcome back. It's time for the Happy Hiller Halftime Show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. And it is time for the Steel Technology Scoreboard Update. Steel Technology has been a mainstay in the Rutherford County community. A great place to work, great people to work for. Steel Technologies, you see the advertisement. You can go through and, as I see, the lovely Nia Powers has delivered some pizza courtesy of our friends at Domino's. You can't get any better than Domino's. Let's go through the Steel Technology Scoreboard Update while Justin checks out the pizza. Johnson County leads Claiborne 16-0. Daniel Boone up over David Crockett 35-0. Carter leads Gatlinburg Pittman 21-14. Elizabethton rolling Granger 56-8. Greenville dominating Cherokee 55-0. Cloudland leads Hancock County 30-8. Jellicoe over North Greene 14-7. Jefferson County trails Science Hill 21-18 in the fourth quarter. Sevier County rolling past Lenoir City 31-6. 32-14, Morristown West leads Tennessee. That's not the Vols. Go Vols tomorrow. Beat Virginia. Speaking of Virginia, Twin Springs, which is a team out of Virginia, is beating Utica 28-0. Pigeon Forge up over Unicoi County 6-0. Sullivan East leads Volunteer 27-6. Dobbins Bennett over West Ridge 28-14. Alcoa's beating a team out of Tottenville, Tottenville, New York, who for some reason traveled from New York to face Alcoa 31-0. Hope they're having fun there. Enjoy Knoxville. 35-21, Bearden leads Anderson County. Bradley Central up over Maryville, 21-6. Bradley Central, maybe your favorite right now to win the Class 6A state championship.
Probably.
Knoxville Halls, I know Oakland, you've won 3 in a row. I know, but not Bradley Central's really good. Knoxville Halls leads Fulton 14-0. Gibbs over Carnes 35-6. Coalfield leads Greenback 21-0. Hardin Valley beats Cott County 51-0. Heritage over William Blunt 28-21. Meigs County leads Kingston 12-0. Getting a little closer to home now. Knox Central over Ray County in the fourth 14-7. Oliver Springs leads Harriman 21-14. I know as I'm scrolling, I'm about to see Red Bowling Springs, Pickett County, and I'm so excited to see what the score is of Red Bowling Springs, Pickett County. Seriously, I'm so intrigued. McMinn Central leads Polk County 14-7. Rockwood leads Midway 7-6. Clinton over Scott 43-0. Oakdale rolls Sunbright. Sunbright, they lost last week to Pickett County 28-6. They got beat 68-0 tonight against Oakdale, as I'm going to mute Justin's mic, and now I'll pop him back up. Sorry. No, you're fine. Sweetwater leads Tellico Plains 7-0. West over Farragut in the fourth quarter, 28-21. South Pitt leads Copper Basin 54-0. East Robertson only 7-0 over Monterey at the break on UCR4. Riverdale leads Beach 10-0. Rockville over Tullahoma 13-7. Bledsoe County leads Sail Creek at 10-0. All these games are at halftime. Signal Mountain over Sequoia 21-14. Loudon over Soddy Daisy 28-0. Needing scores in the Upper Cumberland from Smith County, Liberty Creek, and Gordonsville, Trousdale County. So if you can help us out in the comment section, let us know what that. There was some intrigue on this game. Would it be close? Would it not be? It is not. Clay County 34, Jackson County 0 at halftime there. East Hamilton routing Franklin County 27-7. Livingston Academy trails DeKalb 10-9 at the break on UCR3. Interesting game there with the great Livingston Academy legend Roger Ely on the call alongside the all right Josh Scott. I only say that because it'll get around to him and he'll text me being upset.
While we got it here, quick shout out to Domino's and John Powers bringing us some pizza. Love it when we're in an area that he's got a Domino's.
Which is everywhere.
Which is everywhere. We usually wind up with some free pizza. That's clutch.
Absolutely. Mount Juliet up over Gallatin 22-7. Grundy County leads Lookout Valley 20-0. Upperman over Macon 14-0 at the break on UCR2. Watertown and Sequatchie tied up at 14. You remember how we were like, wow, Cumberland County and Stowe Memorial's tied up at 0. Well, at halftime, Cumberland County 0, Stowe Memorial 28. That changed. Walker Valley 17, Cleveland 7. Collinwood and Cornersville knotted up at 0. Hickman County leads Summertown 14-7. Lawrence County over Lincoln County 13-7. Moore County leads Eagleville 19-7. Richland over Wayne County 14-6. Shelbyville leads Coffee County 21-10. And White House over Montgomery Central 14-0. See if there's any other scores of interest. We don't care about the private schools. Congratulations about your money. As we say every week here on the show, that doesn't mean we don't care about the kids, just the schools. We're concerned about those public school regions here in the Upper Cumberland. That is the Steel Technology Scoreboard Update. We'll take another break, hear from our sponsors, then we come back. We'll talk about that first half, give you some stats, and preview the second half where Cookeville leads Sparta 21-13. This is the Hiller Halftime Show, and you're watching the high school football game of the week presented by the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company. Don't go anywhere.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, Hiller! You'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. Hiller! When you fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out. Hiller!
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate is proud to support high school football in the Upper Cumberland. With a client-first philosophy, you can count on Sonia to use her extensive experience to make your real estate dreams a reality. Whether you are buying or selling a home or just want to see your options, you can count on Sonia Brown. Call her today at 931-979-7145. That's 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and planks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech.
The experts at the South Willow Auto Clinic are your hometown auto doctors. Located at 640 South Willow Avenue in Cookeville, get your oil changed, tires rotated, and fluids filled. Need other repairs? Stop by for a same-day free diagnosis and estimate. South Willow Auto Clinic is a longtime supporter of student-athletes throughout the Upper Cumberland. South Willow Auto Clinic, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
In the Upper Cumberland, we understand the importance of standing strong together as a community. When we face things like disease, sickness, or injury, we rely on family, church, or friends for help. But many of our neighbors are dealing with a health emergency without these essential blessings. That's where you can help. Donations stay local, and 100% goes to help your neighbors with medicine, medical care, and essential home needs. Please give what you can.
At Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, we can provide all your auto, home, business, life, and health insurance needs at the lowest possible cost. Our highly qualified staff of insurance professionals will give you the attention to details you're looking for to properly assess all your needs. We've been proud to serve Cookeville and the surrounding area since 1983. We want to be your insurance professionals and can satisfy your needs at the lowest possible cost. Why not make us prove it? Call 931-528-0474 to get your free quote today. Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Welcome back as we continue on with the Hiller halftime show. It's Cookeville over Sparta, 21-13 at the break. The White County Band is rocking. My biggest pet peeve, not the bands. The bands are awesome. We're going to have a 23-minute halftime because there's 4 minutes on the clock, and the band's going to leave, and then the teams are going to come out after another 10 minutes. So, but enjoy the bands if you're here in attendance. We would play the band, but as soon as we play the band, Facebook mutes us immediately. So if there's any questions about, hey, play the band, I promise you, I'd be eating pizza. I'd be having a good time, but I digress. It's myself, and I'm Noah McKay, Justin Matheney to my right, Halle Ledbetter on the microphone on the sideline. As I mentioned, it is Cookeville up 21-13, and Justin, we'll get into the stats momentarily, but maybe the biggest play in that first half. A first half that kind of went as we expected. Cookeville moved the ball in real small bunches down the field. Sparta had Trip Pinion break off a couple of long runs, delivered them a couple of touchdown drives. But the big over-the-top passing play on a totally blown coverage, as you look at the score of 21-13, that is the difference in this football game right now.
Yeah, that's the difference, and that's the first explosive Cookeville's really had all night. They've really had to put together long drives. They've not had to go a long way, but it's taken them a lot of plays to get there. They've not been able to rip off those 15, 20-plus yard plays, but they had, like you said, MA, complete busted coverage, cut Presley Jared wide open. It's just an easy pitch and catch, as you said on the live part of it. He was open by a country mile. It might have been longer than that. Somebody just completely let their guy go.
Halle, was there a deflation down there on the sideline for Sparta? They were rolling after Tripp made that long run and then that big pass play. Did you sense any deflation around the team right there?
Well, I know that the team also really had to pump up the crowd. The crowd kind of got down on them a little bit after the Cavaliers scored. So I think that reflected on the team a little bit. They were over here trying to get everyone hyped up again. You know, everyone was a little down, of course. They were trying to match the touchdown, and that's what they've been trying to do all night. But, I mean, it really showed out on the field. They, were fighting each other, trying to, result to, like, hitting each other and yelling at the crowd instead of, just talking to each other. So I think that they really were a little down after the Cavaliers had their touchdown.
Halle, my question to you is, does Tripp look as fast where you are as he does up here? Because he's flying.
I haven't seen Tripp all night. He's up and down the field quicker than lightning. He is going everywhere. And, I mean, I think these boys, are trying to keep up with him. And, I mean, the defense on the Cavaliers side, they've played great defense all night, but they just can't keep up with him.
Yeah, he's a difference maker.
One more question for you, Halle. This is your first time in the Cookeville-Sparta rivalry, and you're right there in the middle of it. How intense is this? You're playing some big games at Livingston Academy. How does this one stack up environment-wise?
I've never seen a rivalry like this. I mean, you really don't know how it looks sitting up there. But standing down here with all the crowds yelling, it feels like they're yelling at me even, and they're not. I mean, these student sections, even at halftime, are yelling at each other when the band's playing. It's just a great atmosphere, in my opinion. I love seeing big rivalries like this because it makes great games to watch.
Halle, if you threw on a Livingston Academy jersey, they may both be yelling at you.
They kick me off the field right now. They carry me off, and I would not be allowed back.
Absolutely. There's Halle Ledbetter on the sideline doing a great job. She'll be talking to the winning coach after this game is over. Thanks, Halle. And I know there's questions about the band. Sparta band's right there on the screen. That's the band playing now. The Cookeville band was playing when we had our last segment during the scoreboard update. Once again, can't play the band. I would, I promise. But Facebook has algorithms, and since they're playing legitimate songs, the second that Facebook hears that song, they mute your broadcast because we don't have the licenses to the songs that they are playing. So there's the full form version of why we're not allowed to play bands here at UCR. We would love to, but also then nobody would know what was happening in the game for the rest of it. And if you do it too long, they'll actually just take your whole channel down. And we certainly don't want that. Let's go through the score or the stats here from this game, Justin. If you want to roll through here, PD doing a great job. Jeff Goolsby for Cookeville. He's got stats for both teams and an interesting stat line, to say the least.
Yeah, we'll just start. Obviously, the score is 21-13 Cookeville here at halftime. First downs, 9 for Cookeville, 6 for White County. Rushes, net yards. Cookeville's ran the ball 26 times for 104 yards. White County 13 times for 153. The difference in this game so far is that big pass, like you said. Cookeville for 78 yards through the air. White County's yet to complete a pass. Cookeville's 3 for 3 through the air. White County 0 for 5. Kickoff return yards, pretty even. 3 for 27 for Cookeville. White County's actually got a little edge. 3 for 52 there for the Warriors. Time of possession, kind of what we thought. Cookeville 16-28, holding on to the ball. White County 7-32. They're scoring on big plays. Now here's something that's going to be key the rest of the night. Third down conversions, Cookeville 4 of 6, White County 0 for 3. Neither team's gone for it on fourth down yet. Both teams have scored a touchdown when they've got into the red zone, and then White County obviously has scored on one big play in Cookeville as well. Breaking it down, rushing Cookeville, Blake Owen, 14 rushes for 49 yards. 2 touchdowns. Caden Outlaw, 6 for 32. Thomas Johnson, 4 for 18. I thought we would see him more involved after kind of that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that was offsetting early in the first quarter. I don't think he's touched the ball.
And Caden Outlaw's looked pretty good running the football. Probably the best he's looked through 3 weeks so far. One little note on the side here. Once again, Jacob's doing a great job bouncing around in the streams there. They had a great second quarter. I think they may be making a new stream each quarter at Upperman-Macon County. He's reshared it onto the main page. They're in Lafayette. It's not the best service in the world in Lafayette, but they're making it work right now as that game goes back live on UCR 2 tonight. Again, it's been shared to the main page, but if you're wondering, hey, where's the Upperman-Macon game? It's not on that current stream. It's on a new one right now as Upperman has the football. Continue on, Justin.
So we've got rushing here for White County. Trip Pinion, 8 rushes for 132 yards and a touchdown, Longa 59. I would be shocked if Trip Pinion doesn't have close to 30 carries before the night's over. Demarius Dow, 4 carries for 23 and a touchdown as well. Owen Adams, one rush for 1 yard. In the passing game, Presley Jared, 2 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown with a Longa 57. And Jackson Jones has 1 catch for 12 yards. That is the tell of the tape here in the first half. Cookeville's holding onto the ball, only have 1 big play, and they're piecing together 4, 5, 6-yard plays at a time, and then White County's hunting the big play. They've had a couple in the passing games that have been dropped, so it wouldn't surprise me if they took a couple more shots, but it's got to be the Trip Pinion show here in the second half.
Certainly would be the Trip Pinion show if Sparta wants a chance to win this game. Sparta will receive the opening kickoff when we get back to action here after Cookeville got the first kickoff back in the first quarter. Once again, Goose is here tonight. Maddie is here tonight as well, so we're going to have awesome content coming to UpperCumberlandReporter.com, highlight video on our Facebook page, photo galleries, and more.
Where's our girl Kaylee at tonight?
Kaylee's in Smithville tonight for running the producer job there for DeKalb County and Livingston Academy.
Some photos
she's out there. She's our go-to. Well, she was our go-to producer. Then Josh Bowles. They got a little competition now brewing between the two of them. I asked Kaylee today. I said, "You're really just going to sit there and let you get passed up on the power rankings of producers?" And she said, "That's not going to last long." So we'll see tonight to compare and contrast Livingston DeKalb with Monterey East Robertson as the producer roars. Yeah, we'll have to roll it. The producer war is on. Speaking of Monterey, Isaiah Groves just housed it from 71 yards to take a 2-possession lead over the Wildcats 14-0.
Hanging tough there, though, in Monterey, though. Didn't think we'd see anything less out of the Coach Hughes coach team.
Meanwhile, here, back to action we go. Cookeville in white and navy, Sparta in gray and maroon. I'm Noah McKay. He's Justin Matheney. Madison McKay is our producer tonight. Halle Ledbetter on the sideline doing a great job. As she nods her head, yes, she's got us in her ear.
She can hear us.
She is indeed down there on the sideline.
I'm actually really disappointed in Goose with his haircut. I hope he hears that. Growing my hair out, and he goes and cuts his hair. So I told him that
last week was the last straw. After he had to wring sweat out of his hair after last week, that was the final straw for him. Kicking unit is on for the Cavs, kicking left to right. And this one is away. A line drive kick fielded about the 10-yard line. Looking to set up the return at the 15. At the 20, hit and driven down near the 21-yard line. Big-time hit leveled by the Cavaliers. Looked like that was Simpson on the return. Simpson does the kicking and the returning for Sparta. And here comes Trip Pinion and company looking to get within 1 or tie the game.
First drives of the second half are always key to see what you win in the halftime as a coaching staff and change and did and what you got across to your team, what you can get them to come out here and execute.
Owen Adams trots in as well. Only 1 carry for him so far, but you expect it to be a heavy dose of number 3 in this second half for White County. Has the makings of potentially the first close game Sparta will have played this season. 2 receivers out to the left side, 1 in the right. Looks like Owens is in the backfield, or Adams, I should say, is in the backfield. Pinion takes a high snap, keeps it himself around the left side, bounces around some tacklers, and he'll be hit and taken down. Great defense there by Cookeville on the edge, gain of just 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
So when you get into kind of some more complex football talk, when you've got pullers coming around the end, you can do 1 or 2 things. You can wrong shoulder things and spill it, or you can box it in and leverage it. The best chance Cookeville has is to box things in and keep Tripp having to run in the box and not let him on the outside. I saw Cookeville do that on the first play. Looked like earlier in the first half they were trying to spill and wrong shoulder some things.
Pinion on 2nd down and a long 9. has the snap, strings it out. Now he keeps it himself up the middle. Cookeville all over that one in a stiff shot level. Jordan Burris there alongside Evan Banks. Gain of 1. It's 3rd and 8 for Sparta.
And I know we've not talked a lot about Banks, but he's just a sophomore. He had to start for that Cookeville defense last year as a freshman, a true freshman, obviously in high school. So he was probably 13 years old out here trying to chase Malachi around. A year in this weight program and just growing up has done a huge difference for him.
Sparta drumline begins to play. The atmosphere is rocking tonight in Warrior Stadium. 10.5 to go in the third quarter. Trips to the right, 1 to the left, 3rd and 8. Pinion strings it out, now keeps it again. Pinion bounces to the outside. There goes Tripp. He's past the first down marker and more. But there is some yellow laundry, 2 pieces of it. 1 at the line, 1 on the outside. We mentioned penalties have been killing Sparta. They got away with it the first 2 weeks. It's really hurting them tonight, and they're retreating again. That's a hold. It'll back them up 10 yards from the spot and make it 3rd and long.
And that's what I was alluding to earlier, right? When Tripp's getting out on the edge, he's really making Cookeville pay. I know we had a holding penalty there. They've got to do everything they can to box him in and keep him running between the tackles. That's the best chance they have because just calling it what it is, I don't know that Cookeville has the team speed to really run with him all night out there, sideline to sideline.
3rd down and 17 is what they got on the scoreboard, and I'm not going to doubt them. It's long for White County. Cookeville trying to get off the field and try to take a 2-possession lead.
And last time they were in a 3rd and 15 plus, they just ran it with Tripp, and he picked up 12 or 13.
Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun snap. Pinion's going to hand off. Dowell looking for the edge, holding that ball high and tight. Gets hit, and he'll be taken down well short, just past the original line of scrimmage, and Sparta goes 3 and out. They'll have to punt it away.
No harm, no foul there for White County. They're not going to be happy going 3 and out on their first possession, but that play didn't put the ball in harm's way at all.
That brings up 4th down for the Warriors.
And you alluded to it, right? The penalties is what's really hurting White County tonight, more than anything Cookeville's doing.
Punting unit on here. Taylor back deep to receive this kick. Excuse me. That's Dowell. He has it. Booms this one away. Spiraling kick. Bounces about the 45. Now Taylor's going to pick it up, and it's knocked out of his hands. Live ball. Cookeville falls on it. Back at the 40, and that was pure luck. Right place, right time by Lucas Harden to fall on that one, because if he didn't overshoot and be blocked down that far, that's a probably scooping score. Instead, it's 1st and 10 Cookeville from the 40.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that was a really lucky play for Cookeville. Taylor had a chance to really have a big return after he kind of waved people off, picked it up on one hopper coming to him, and just didn't secure that thing going back the other way. Bullet dodge there for the Cavaliers.
9:13 to go in the third quarter. First drive for a Cookeville offense that has looked really solid throughout a half of football. They've capitalized on a couple of Sparta mistakes. They've made some plays of their own. Blake Owens going to be joined in the backfield by Thomas Johnson. Johnson goes in motion. Now Owens all alone. He's going to keep it himself. Looks to get to the outside. Gets away from one tackler. Now carries the pile forward. Blake Owens running real physical tonight. Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
And I'll say that. Very impressed. From the last time last time I saw him play quarterback, he was a freshman against Shelbyville in the last game of the season. Now he's a junior, first year as a starting quarterback, and he's running well. He's falling forward really good as well as also.
Score update, Macon County cashes in on a short punt, and they have cut the deficit in half against Upperman, 14-7 in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the right side, Owen in the gun. Quarterback takes the snap, going to hand off to Johnson. Johnson rumbles around the right side, puts his hand on the ground and stays on his feet. Now rumbles into Sparta territory. It's more than enough for Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down.
In Cookeville, they are just a shoestring tackle away from having some of these bigger runs, but credit that White County defense fine. And you talked about how young they are. That's going to be a really good front as they grow older. They got a lot of freshmen up there playing, but they'll be impressive because they're sitting here hanging tough with a 6A offensive line as a bunch of young kids.
1st and 10 from the 46 in White County territory for the Cavaliers, looking for a 2-possession lead. Owen surveys the defense. Now he has the snap. Going to hand off to Johnson. Johnson around the left side, now cuts up. He's going to get hit and taken down after a gain of maybe 3 yards. Second down from the 44, upcoming now.
And, Cookeville's kind of, I think they found something they like. They're going unbalanced. They're going tight end wing to one side of the field. I think we're getting a
flag on the play.
Late unsportsmanlike here from someone on the
Cookeville
White County.
is pointing that it's towards White County. I was looking down, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was somebody chirping. No idea.
Penalties lopsided against White County tonight, and it's been mostly this. Unsportsmanlike conduct, 15-yard penalty. Cookeville gets an automatic Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and South Willow Auto Clinic first down.
And, that's going to be things that Coach Beatty is just most frustrated with, people chirping. I know before we hear about the officials, I've been told this is a crew from Maryville, the East Tennessee region, so they're probably as unbiased as anybody could give a rip about who wins or loses this game.
And you mentioned Coach Beatty wants to, Sparta's played with fire the last 2 weeks. They've had a lot of these sorts of penalties, and they've gotten away with it. Right now, Cookeville with a lead trying to extend it can bite you in a big way.
Yeah, now if Cookeville's able to go down and punch this one in, it makes it real interesting to me. They're up, 8? Going for 2, it still makes it a 2. You're making a 2-possession game, a 2-possession game if you go for 2. So I don't know if I do it
Turn
there.
it from 14 to 16.
Right.
If they score. Sparta trying to bow up. 1st and 10, Cavs from the 31-yard line. And discussion again here.
I think they're just writing down who picked up the penalty, because if you get 2 unsportsmanlikes throughout the game, you'll be thrown out. And I honestly think the officials are just getting everybody together and telling them to cut it out, cut the chirping. It's probably the best way to handle it going forward.
Monterey capitalizes on an interception and cuts the deficit to 14-7 with 3:56 to go in the third quarter on UCR 4.
And, we all wrote them off for dead, just the amount of talent that was coming in there to play in Monterey. Proud of those guys for hanging tough in that one. All right, looks like cooler heads have prevailed here, and we're going to play a little football here.
It will be 1st and 10 from the 31 after everything is cooled down, as you say. 2 receivers out to the left side, 7:40 to go in the third quarter.
Staying in that unbalance for Cookeville.
Snap is taken. Outlaw on the sweep, looking for the edge. Stiff arm, stays on his feet. He's to the outside. Outlaw rumbles up past the 25, slung out of bounds. Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and short. Cookeville moving the ball in different ways in the running game.
And I've talked a lot about Cookeville not being able to hit those 15, 20-yard explosive plays, but what they are doing, they're picking up 5, 6, 7, 8 yards pretty consistently. So, for Coach Hennigan, he's not going to be mad about hunting the big play. He's going to take what they're giving them, and they're doing a good job of, like you said, finding a bunch of different ways to go at that Sparta defense.
2 receivers out to the left side. A brawl broke out, apparently, at East Roberts and Monterey. Flags everywhere. Snap is taken. Owen going to keep it himself up the middle. There goes Blake Owen. Owen rumbles through an arm tackle there. Owen inside the 10, carrying defenders forward. End zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cavaliers. An emphatic touchdown run to stretch it to a 2-possession lead. The largest deficit of the season for Sparta. It's 27-13.
And that's their biggest run play of the night. He broke arm tackles there at the line of scrimmage and then just had great lower body leg drive to push that one into the end zone.
That's an Amber Flynn Jarrett in the Real Estate Collective touchdown for Cookeville. Sparta, their backs against the wall now. Snap, set, kick, good. 7:09 to go in the third quarter. 15-point lead for the Cookeville Cavaliers, and Sparta is handing them opportunities with penalties, and Cookeville is making them pay.
Yeah, and Cookeville probably, dodged a bullet on their first big mistake of the night with the muff punt there. That would have easily been a Sparta score. This game's a game of inches. Go down the field, have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. The officials just get the 22 guys on the field together, tell them to calm it down. 2 plays later, Cookeville's driving it into the end zone to take a 15-point lead. Most they've been down this season for White County. How do they respond with their back against the wall at home?
7:09 to go in the third quarter. That is an emphatic answer by Cookeville, and it is quiet on this side of Warrior Stadium, and it is not quiet on that side, on the opposing side for Cookeville.
You know, and you mentioned it earlier, that Cookeville sideline is packed. If you look over there at the fence, it's 2 or 3 people deep. So there's a lot of people who made this trip down 111 to watch the Cookeville Cavaliers snap this 2-game win streak against White County.
Touchdown to Cab County. They lead 17-9, 2 minutes into the third quarter over on UCR 3. Playing Livingston Academy in Region 4 4A matchup. Kicking unit on here. Simpson back deep to receive in the middle for White County. Cookeville can feel it. They've got their rival teetering a little bit here. Kick is away. Right at Simpson. He fields it at the 10. He's at the 15, to the 20. Big hole there to the 25, to the 30. Rumbles past the 35, where he's tripped up and taken down at about the 38. And that's where Pinion and the offense will start. They went 3 and out on the first drive of this half. See what they draw up here.
And, you know, I didn't think at halftime when Cookeville went in with 21, I didn't think that would be enough to win this game. I don't know if 28 is going to be enough to win this game with the way Tripp can score and how quick he can score and all the different ways he can do it. If you're Cookeville, though, you don't want to give up the explosives like they did earlier in the first half. You want to make them work for every blade of grass out there.
Don't forget, join us later on tonight for the Friday Night End Zone Show. Some really interesting games happening around the area. We'll have reports in from all over the place and talk about what happens across the Upper Cumberland this evening. That's live on our Facebook page. Trips to the right. Pinion going to keep it around the left side. No play fake that time, and Pinion racing to the edge. He gets past midfield, and it is enough for Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down.
And that's where Tripp's been able to hurt them the most, is on the edges of the defense. The team speed for Cookeville is probably not where they want it to be as at this point in the season. So, again, boxing him in, whatever they've got to do that and keep him running between the tackles is their best chance to succeed.
Into Cookeville territory goes Sparta, looking for an answer. Again, trips to the right side, one to the left. Pinion takes the snap. It's low, and he falls on it, and that'll be a loss of about 3 yards. He was going to put it in the belly of Kelso, and it was bobbled a little bit low.
Yeah, that snap kind of rolled back there a little bit. And, you know, the 2 things about Cookeville you mentioned. They played a close game, lost a heartbreaker against Stone in week 1, have to fight their tails off to be at a pure academy there in week 2. They've played in 2 close games where Sparta's kind of blown some people out. So who's going to calm their nerves a little better here in the second half?
Trips out to the right. We got an update coming from UCR2 in a moment. Pinion takes the snap. They're going to run this play out to the left side again. Pinion jukes upfield, dives near the 46, makes up the negative yardage. Upperman had 4th down and 4 on their own 46 and went for it and didn't get it. Macon County football, they trail by 7 over on UCR2.
I know those Macon County fans were chirping at us today. We picked Upperman in a clean sweep from the expert picks.
3rd and 8. So big game there. Macon County feeling it. Upperman with some frustration on UCR2. Huge play here on 3rd and 8. Pinion takes the snap. Going to play fake and keep it around the left side. He's got a hole to run through. He's past the 40 and jogs out of bounds. Should be enough. It is enough for a Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down.
There's not a ton of teams around here that you're going to feel that you don't feel great about it being 3rd and 8 when you're on defense. But Sparta with Tripp back there, again, they did a play fake. It was not a read, 100% play fake, and he's able to get outside.
I have no clue why we're going to measure this. He clearly has the first down. He needed to get anywhere on that ball mark, on the hash mark, is a first down. He has it at the hash mark. I mean, we're going to have a measurement.
While we're here, I mentioned Domino's bringing in some pizza. Former White County basketball star Nia Powers, her parents putting her to work on Friday night. No free meals, I guess, over there at the Powers household. So appreciate her bringing up. Good to see her. She's I think a communications student at the University of Tennessee.
Absolutely. Go Vols.
Absolutely. I'm decked out in my orange and white here tonight.
There's the chains, and surprise, surprise, it's a first down.
Who'd have thunk it?
See it from 100 miles away.
Well, we can see it from up here, and we're a lot further away than they are.
That's another Warrior. First down and 10.
This is what I'm saying. This is 3 plays into the drive, and White County's got 1st and 10 on the Cookeville 38. They are able to eat up yards at a high clip really fast. So
Cookeville's done that pretty well on the other side as well to this 15-point lead. Time going to become a factor in short order. Still 5:35 to go in the third, so you're at that point where you're not worried about it, but the longer this game goes on, the more that's going to become a huge factor. Trips out to the right, one to the left of Pinion. 1st and 10 from the Cookeville 38. Pinion has the snap. Going to play fake again. Keeps it up the middle, and he's tripped up. And taken down at about the 35. Awkward fall, but he is okay. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Pinion on the keeper.
Cookeville's trying to change up their looks a little bit up front with the defensive line, not to give Tripp just such a clean read every play. Tripp's doing a good job making the right reads and then making people miss when they've got someone there.
Trips to the right, one to the left again. They're staying in this formation. See if they run that sweep out to the left with Pinion again. Takes the snap. Nope, he's going to hand off this time. Back gets to the edge, and he cuts up. There he goes. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, dives. Out of bounds, just short. Great run there for White County, getting to the edge.
JoJo Dowell on the carry.
That's JoJo Dowell on the carry, and that's more than enough for Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down, and they're into the Cheek Insurance Agency red zone for Sparta. 4:50 to go in the third quarter, trying to punch it in.
And that's where the other players for White County have got to step up and make Cookeville pay when they're so keyed in on Tripp and Dow. JoJo Dow did a great job getting to the edge, almost getting that one into the end zone off that power read look.
Another Dowell, and now Pinion comes out. See if he keeps it himself, trying to punch it in. 1st and goal from the 2.
I would assume so.
Surveys the defense. Pinion has the snap. He is going to keep it, and he will wiggle his way to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Sparta. Warriors still in the ball game. The deficit cut down to 9. Decision time here for Curtis Beatty. Do they go for 2, or do they kick a PAT to make it an 8-point game?
Yeah, it depends on when you decide you want to chase that point from that extra point you missed earlier.
Get this extra point, it's still a 2-possession game.
Correct.
And it looks like they're going to kick it. Here comes Peyton Simpson. The last one was blocked by Presley Jarrett. It's Gary Maxwell, as Simpson comes on to kick it. The Maxwell Insurance red zone. They punch it in for 6. Snap, set, kick. Good. Back to a 1-possession game. It's a Wallace Insurance Agency touchdown for Sparta. 4:44 to go in the third. And Cookeville's offense, which is rolling right now, will trot back onto the field. And all of a sudden, I'm getting shades of last year's. A little less scoring, but there's still a lot of it tonight. 48 combined points through just over 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, so the MO for Cookeville to get out of here with a win is obviously to score more points than White County, but to these drives here in the second half to chew up as much clock as they can and keep the ball out of Tripp Pinion's hands. At some point, White County's going to have to go for 2. It's still a 2-possession. It's a 1-possession game right here, right now. If Cookeville's able to score, running down some clock, we'll see how we're shaping up to have a really good one here in the fourth quarter.
As updates roll in here, Macon County was going to cash in. We're starting to drive after that turnover on downs. On 3rd down, a snap goes way over the quarterback's head, and Macon County looks like they're going to be forced to punt it back to Upperman in a 7-point game on UCR2. Elsewhere, as I scroll through this chat full of updates that we're getting, that brawl pushed Monterey way back. They had 1st and 10 from their own 4 against East Robertson.
Oh.
And the Sparta fans have all of a sudden roared back to life here up next to D. Harris Field. Squib kick, bobbled a little bit, now looking for the return, bouncing at the 30, spinning on his feet at the 35. Strong return, now here's the pile, and Cookeville pushes it forward again. Common theme tonight is Lucas Harden on the return. And, for the last 2 years in this matchup, Justin, those piles have moved in Sparta's direction. Tonight, they've moved in Cookeville's direction. And we've got a Warrior slow to get up there on the field. Brent Ryan, for my money, the best trainer in the business out there
He was my trainer at Cookeville a long time ago. He looked at a bunch of my knees and ankles and shoulders, back, my head. I mean, whatever. He's probably seen enough of me laying in there on that table.
Well, that's because you, my friend, are soft. But it's a different story for these young men who are not soft at all. 4:30 to go. And looks like they're going to look at the leg, perhaps, of the young man who's injured. Haven't gotten a look at the number. They're tending to him. So let's take a quick break and come right back in the high school football game of the week. Upperman keeps dropping wide open passes, apparently. Like Bronson's dropping it in there, and they're dropping them. They helping him back up? Okay. Injured Warrior helped back up onto his feet. A.J. Hunt having a great game out there on special teams, having a great start to his season. He's being helped off the field.
It's not been a factor yet to this point in the season for Sparta at all. But a question I have is Tripp plays starting quarterback and starting free safety. At some point, does he ever need to come out of the game? Does he need a blow? Does he need to catch his breath?
He has come out occasionally.
Yeah.
But it's a great point. It's a great question. Score update-wise here in this game, it has been back and forth, but Cookeville has led majority of this game. They lead 28-20 now. They'll have 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line. And this has been a common theme tonight. Cookeville's had really good starting field position on the vast majority of their drives.
And, you know, Sparta's doing a bunch of squib kicks, so they're able to field it short on short kicks and get up the field.
Man in motion is Fry, and they're going to hand it to him going across. Fry rumbles forward. He's still on his feet. There he goes. A lot of room to run. He turns on the Jets to the 40, 35-30 before he's finally hit and taken down. Isaac Fry with a huge explosive play. It's the longest of the season outside of that pass play earlier for Cookeville. And it is Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down.
You know, I was sitting here knocking on Cookeville a lot in the first half about their inability to hit a bunch of big plays in the run game, and here they are. They have found some things they like in that unbalanced set, getting that jet sweep motion going across the formation and getting around the edges of that White County defense.
And they are going to the well, and who could blame them for it? 2 to the left, Owen in the gun. Hard counts, now he has the snap. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson spins off his tacklers and drives forward. Johnson with another physical run. Right now, it is Cookeville winning the physicality battle as gingerly limping back onto the field. Tough young man is A.J. Hunt, but he's got a noticeable difference in his gait as he goes out there. It's going to be 2nd and 1 as they are now into the Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency Red Zone, also presented by Twin Lakes Catfish Farm.
Sparta's had a hard time getting lined up some on defense tonight.
Owen has the shotgun snap, play fakes. He's looking around the right side. Owen, he's going to get hit and tripped up in the backfield. That is 13, Antonio Purvis. First time we've said his name. It's a negative play and makes it a little bit interesting here on 3rd down. From 2nd and 1, it goes to 3rd and 3.
Yeah, to me, if you pick up any positive yards on this play, if you're Cookeville at all, you're probably in 4-down territory.
Huge crowd watching across the Frontier Chevrolet UCR Media Network. 2 receivers out to the left side. Owen in the gun. Motions across. The H-back tried to get him to jump. Sparta did not oblige. 5 seconds on the play clock. Owen has the snap, looking to keep it himself. Runs into the left guard. He's going to get hit, stood up, did not get it. And it's decision time for Taylor Hennigan. 4th and short, right on the edge of field goal range. The PATs have been great tonight, They're on the 16-yard line, and the offense is staying on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, huge play, and Warrior Stadium is about to come to life on 4th and 3.
And that was just a real disjointed play for Cookeville. It looked like they were trying to cause a jump. Just ran a quarterback dive right up the middle. It was not blocked up well. Hats off to that Sparta front.
Here we go. 4th and 3. One possession game at 8 points. 2 to the left of Owen. And now we've got a stoppage. And is it a flag or is it a timeout? Sparta thinks it's a flag.
That's a huge penalty if it is, because
there's a flag. And it is illegal procedure on Cookeville. And that changes things as it'll make it 4th and 8 instead of 4th and 3 and pushes them back to the 21. And now the decision is gone. They're going for it.
Going for it, and you have to throw it right here. It's not. This is a little different than 4th and 8 with Tripp, who can pick it up running. Been a little more tough sledding for Cookeville tonight so far. So this one's going to be in the air.
1:35 and counting to go in the third quarter. Cookeville and Sparta getting interesting. New formation. 2 short to the right, 2 to the left. Owen has the snap. Dropping back to pass. Has all day. Fires down the seam. Tipped up. Incomplete. Sparta's defense forces the turnover on downs. And now Tripp Pinion has the ball. Looking to go down the field and tie the game.
Huge wasted opportunity for Cookeville after that big run on first down. Getting around the outside of everybody, getting it down there to 2nd and 1, and they run the quarterback sweep to the outside and lose 3 yards. Wind up having a procedure penalty, gets them to 4th and 8, and not able to convert that. Throws up a 50-50 ball in the end zone. Almost picked, almost caught. Huge stand by the White County defense. Like you said, giving the ball back to number 3 with a chance to go down here and tie this game before the end of the third quarter.
1:14 to go in this game, or in this third quarter, I should say. Not in the game. Certainly not in the game. Just the third. Trips to the right of Tripp Pinion.
Pistol formation.
Sparta back alive with their crowd. Snap is taken. I'm not sure they were supposed to be in the pistol. Pinion keeps it around the left end anyway. He's past the 25 and will dart out of bounds. He's trying to stay away from these big hits. You can tell to the 27. It'll be 2nd down with 1:05 to go.
And I will say this. White County, they just got to – they're almost a step ahead of Cookeville right now defensively. They're able to get around the defense a little better than they were in the first half. I don't know what they've seen, but they're finding ways to get on the edges.
Pinion has the snap. Again, he's going to keep it. Pinion rumbles into a tackler, and he just shakes him off like it's nothing and moves the chains for Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down.
I think when you watch Tripp run the ball, something I've noticed the first time I've seen him play this year, he is always churning, driving his legs, his bottom half, never stops moving. He's really hard to come. You know he's strong in the weight room.
Pinion takes the shotgun snap. This time he's going to hand off. Back around the edge at the 40. Rumbles past the 45 and lowers the boom near to midfield. That's big number 15, Cole Sims. And that's enough for another Gary Maxwell Insurance Agency and South Willow Auto Clinic first down for the Sparta Warriors.
And this game may turn into who has the ball last wins this one, because both teams, even though White County came up with a big stop right there, they're having a hard time containing the other offense.
Gain of 14 on the play.
And we had a stoppage. Not sure what it's for. Maybe a clock issue. It could be. And Coach Beatty's getting the word in, and now they are going to communicate something else. They're going to, I think, put time up on the clock. It should have stopped on that first down to reset the chains. And then put up to 38 from 33. Regardless, this next play could be the final play of the quarter.
Sponsored tonight by Kyle Fraser Excavation Services.
And the clock begins to roll as Pinion breaks the huddle. Again, we'll send 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. 8-point game in Sparta. He has the snap. Play fake, and again, he rumbles up the middle. There goes Tripp. He jukes upfield to the 40. Depends on the spot. A referee took a tumble in there as well. Everybody's getting hit tonight. Hopefully he's all right.
Tripp Pinion on the carry.
This is what this game's supposed to be about right there.
Here we go. And now a stoppage is for the official, of course, so he can get his bearings. There's 15 seconds on the clock. They don't have to run another play. This will entirely depend on the spot, and this one they may need to measure. And that is not where that official was. Okay, 2nd and 1. With 15.8, Sparta's up and ready to go. They may be on a rumble again, sensing some weakness in the Cookeville defense, or maybe some tiredness in the Cookeville defense. Pinion strings it out wide, now hands to Sims. Sims rumbles, he's got the first down, and he's to the 34. That'll be enough for another. Gary Maxwell Insurance and South Willow Auto Clinic first down. And that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, go back to the pantry, get the extra butter out, and get your popcorn ready. Cookeville Sparta coming down to the wire. This is the high school football game of the week, presented by the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company. Don't go anywhere.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you see the happy face on our truck, Killer! You'll be smiling cause you know that you're in luck. Killer! When you fixed up and you know it, Hiller solved it like you hoped it. If you're happy and you know it, shout it out, Hiller!
From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Welcome back. Tonight's broadcast is presented by the TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company, and tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, there is an auction in Sparta. 137 East Bachman Way, a great opportunity to buy a commercial building with an on-site billboard in a high-traffic location. Visit their Facebook page at TriStar Real Estate and Auction Company for more information. I'm Noah McKay, joined by Justin Matheney. Halle Ledbetter on the sideline. Madison McKay is our producer tonight. Goose is here as well as Maddie. All hands on deck for the high school football game of the week. And it is a good one as Cookeville and Sparta within 8 points. Cookeville leads 28-20. Sparta, though, has the ball and is driving the Cookeville territory on the 33 as we get back to action.
Definitely got to go for 2 when you score this one if you're White County.
Trip Pinion surveys the defense. Now he has the snap. Pinion going to hand off. JoJo Dowell, this one's coming back. Dowell rumbles forward and gets hit high. Tattooed a little bit on that one. But that is right in the area of holding, and another penalty against Sparta. And if Sparta doesn't win this game, penalties are going to be a gigantic factor in that.
Penalties, we've not had any turnovers. We've had Cookeville put one on the ground. They got it back. The 50-50 ball was thrown up in the end zone, fell harmlessly to the turf, but it's the penalties and the time of possession game that Sparta's losing right now.
So it is that holding.
2nd and 1, you know. I mean, that's
now
a big
the one
penalty.
saving grace for Sparta is that this was a spot foul. Now holding, it backs them up 10 yards from the spot, and it occurred downfield. So instead of 1st and 20, as you'll see tomorrow in college games, it's 1st and about 15, which is more manageable. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right of Pinion. Takes the snap. Hand keeps it himself instead, and Pinion, there he goes. Pinion to the 25 to the 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Sparta, 35 yards, and here comes a 2-point conversion.
And that's the thing. Cookeville hit him at the line, hit him about 10 yards downfield. They're having a hard time getting him down in one-on-one tackle situations. They're just sticking their arms out there, not getting it done.
And JoJo Dowell got lit up like the 4th of July and got right back onto his feet. He paid the price for that fake, and now we've got a timeout called by Curtis Beatty. He knows the importance of this play right here, as it's now a 2-point game, 31 seconds into the 4th and final quarter.
You know, I don't know that this is even necessarily a must-have. He's got to go for it.
Right.
But if they don't get it, the way they're able to move up and down the field, they're going to get the ball at least 2 more times the rest of this game. Now, that's depending on if Cookeville's able to chew on some of that clock or not.
Just between UCR, this page, and UCR2, we've got nearly 800 devices watching high school football across the Upper Cumberland. 2.5 people per device. That's well over 2,000 people just on those 2 pages. And I know we've got a bunch on UCR 3 and 4 as well. As these games go down to the wire, it'll be a 2-point conversion here after the Wallace Insurance Agency touchdown. I can see Wallace Insurance Agency, and I can see Randy Wallace to my right, folks here in Sparta
right now
to help you out. And we appreciate his continued sponsorship. And, of course, you can hear him on the call most weeks across the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
If this ball's in the hands of anyone other than 3, it's a bad call.
There you go.
Straight
from Coach Matheney.
Yeah.
Pinion takes the snap on the 2-point. He rolls out to his right side. He's in trouble now. He jukes upfield, and Pinion wins the foot race. He was down 5 yards in the backfield, and it didn't matter. We're tied. Conversion is good.
And how the momentum has shifted. With 3 minutes to go in the third, Cookeville's got the ball up 28-13, about to blow this one wide open. They've got it at 2nd and 1, and they have a 3-yard loss on 2nd down, and wind up not getting on downs, and we're sitting here less than 3 minutes later of game time, and it's a tie ball game.
$11:29 to go in the game, and this place is now rowdy. The cowbells are out. They're yelling. Cookeville fans on the other side now a little bit more subdued. As you said, that momentum has changed, but the Cavaliers are about to get the ball back, and for the most part, they've done what they wanted to on offense in this game.
And here's what Cookeville's having to fight through right now, that Coach Hennigan's fighting on the sideline. They've not been a super successful program the past 3 or 4 years. Can they dig deep right here and go to the well and win one? They lost a tough one to Stone. They won a close one last week. Can they go against their biggest rival 15 minutes down the road and answer on blow for blow here?
Touchdown tonight sponsored by White County Farmers Co-op.
All knotted up in the high school football game of the week, 28-28. Trip Pinion has been great tonight. Blake Owen has been great tonight for Cookeville. And we've got 11 and a half minutes to decide a winner. Simpson's kick is away. It's going to be fielded by Clark at about the 18-yard line. He rumbles through a little bit of a hole. He's hit, but carrying that pile forward again to the 35, and that's where Blake Owen in the offense will take over, looking for an answer now after giving up 15 straight points.
Right, and this is kind of the average starting field position Cookeville's had all night. They've started anywhere from the 35 to the 50. They've been able to move the ball up and down the field. In the second half, they've been able to hunt up a couple more of these big plays. So what would be key for Cookeville right now, if you're looking for keys to win, is to grind some clock and get a touchdown.
Sparta's defense looking for a pivotal stop. They just got one on a turnover on downs. So much talk about turnovers. Haven't had one yet tonight.
Not yet, either side.
Cookeville had a turnover problem entering this game. Sparta had a knack for getting them. Neither's happened so far. Owen with Johnson behind him. Motions the man again. Now fakes and hands off to Johnson. He rumbles off right tackle. Johnson looking for the edge, and there he goes. Thomas Johnson at the 40. 45-50, shoestring tackle from behind. And that is more than enough for Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and South Willow Auto Clinic, first down.
And that's a great individual play by Johnson right there. They had some kind of motion, some eye candy there to get the Sparta defenders' eyes going the other way. They really didn't bite for it. He had to make a move in the backfield and pick up everything he did on his own.
Thomas Johnson emerging this year. Going to be a really good player for Cookeville. 2 receivers out to the right side. Owen takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson rumbles forward in the pile, still on his feet, wiggling through. And now we've got a stoppage. Somebody may be a little bit slow to get up.
Thomas Johnson on the carry.
It's Johnson, he limps off the field. And there's a Warrior that was hidden behind the jerseys who was slow to get up as well. out there on the far side. We'll take a quick break and come right back in the high school football game of the week.
Frontier Chevrolet is under new management with a community focus and a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, including the 2023 Chevy Silverado and Chevy Equinox. Frontier Chevrolet should be your first stop. Call Frontier Chevrolet today at 931-823-1255 or visit them online at caseyschevy.com today. Frontier Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate is proud to support high school football in the Upper Cumberland. With a client-first philosophy, you can count on Sonia to use her extensive experience to make your real estate dreams a reality. Whether you are buying or selling a home or just want to see your options, you can count on Sonia Brown. Call her today at 931-979-7145. That's 931-979-7145. Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
The Crossroads Auction Group are the Upper Cumberland's auction experts. As a full-service auction company, they take your stress away every step of the way. Servicing the entire Upper Cumberland, the Crossroads Auction Group gets your property ready from cleanup, setup, picture-taking, up to the auction and beyond. They handle all auctions from estates, residential, farms, land, commercial, and everything else. For more information, visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com or call 931-644-7149 today. The Crossroads Auction Group are proud sponsors of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back, and we believe that this may be, unfortunately, again, A.J. Hunt, who got injured a little bit earlier. Now, I think it is.
He was trying to gut through it earlier, that's for sure.
It's a leg injury, and he's putting a little bit of weight as he's being helped up off the field. Meanwhile, it's 28-28. We got ourselves a barn burner again in the oldest rivalry in the Upper Cumberland, and certainly the most heated on the football field in the Upper Cumberland. It's going to be second down and 2 after Hunt's able to make his way off the field, being helped off by his coach.
I wonder if that's the last we see him tonight out there, because he's pretty ginger on that one. That's probably a big loss for them. He's played really well on that boundary side defensive end.
Yep, absolutely has. On a young defense, he's been a bright spot, certainly. Back to action here. Blake Owen in the gun. 2 receivers to the left. Thomas Johnson also was a bit hobbled on that play. He walked off the field on his own power, but it's Caden Outlaw back in the backfield. This time it's Blake Owen. He just rumbles up the middle. There goes Blake Owen carrying defenders to the 25. It's another Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate and South Willow Auto Clinic first down.
Just a simple quarterback dive right there. They lead up with the running back as a lead blocker. They had another hat in the box that Sparta couldn't block, and he didn't meet a White County defender until he got in the secondary, and Tripp was able to trip him up and get him on the ground.
Now Cookeville's fans back into it on the other side. 1st and 10 from the 23 in a back and forth game. Maybe last to have the ball wins. 2 to the left. Owen has the snap. Same play. Gets around the left side. Owen going to get hit and taken down. Guess who? Tripp Pinion. How do you do? No gain.
And that's a similar play to that they ran when they had it down to 2nd and 1.
No gain on the play. 2nd down.
Owen's not had a bunch of success running on the edge. It's the other players for Cookeville who's been able to circle the defense. Owen is really hurting them running between the tackles. The other guys are doing better on the edge there for the Cavaliers.
What a night for high school football. Perfect weather, perfect crowd, perfect game so far. 2 receivers to the left. Owen on 2nd and 10. Moves Fry in motion. Hands it to him. Looking for the edge. Had a big play earlier. Has a good play now. Rumbles forward. Sparta's had no answer for the sweep plays, Justin, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
And like I just said, it's everybody else who's touched the ball for Cookeville who's done a good job getting on the outside when they've been running the power outside or they're running that jet sweep, trying to circle the wagons. Owen's really doing good hammering inside. I would expect we see some kind of inside quarterback dive play with Owen here on 3rd and 1. definitely in 4-down territory here for the Cavaliers.
The Twin Lakes Catfish Farm Red Zone. Biggest crowd of the season so far. Tuning in, we welcome you. 2 to the left as Owens in the gun. 3rd and 1. He's going to keep it himself right at the middle. He's got the first down and more. Blake Owen inside the 10. 1st and goal upcoming here for Cookeville.
To be honest with you, if I could have bet on that in Vegas, I would have bet a whole lot of money. That's what they were running.
I bet they do it again, too.
It's there. It's churning the clock, picking up first downs. They're going to have it 1st and goal from the 4 or 5. Look for Owen to keep this one up the middle a couple more times.
Score update, 6:09 to go in the 4th. East Robertson leads Monterey 20-7. East Robertson scores to make it that way. Great one happening on UCR2 in Region 4 4A. Upperman with the ball, churning clock, leading 14-7 in the 4th. Blake Owen here has the snap. There he goes again up the middle. This time he's hit, sticks the ball out to the 2 or 3. It'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a huge stanza in this game. Can White County do enough to force Cookeville to kick a field goal? If Cookeville doesn't get points here, they probably lose this game.
I think if you're Cookeville, you probably are going to run Blake Owen up the middle 3 more times in a row and say, dare Sparta to stop them. Because even in the piles, they've been falling forward, and all they need here is 3 yards.
Got 10 seconds just breaking the huddle. Cookeville's got to go with a little bit of urgency on this one.
They get up to the line. Owen in the gun again. Has the snap. There he goes up the middle again, and he just rumbles to the left side. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cavaliers. 7:20 to go in the ball game. Cookeville responds back to regain the lead.
It's a huge extra point here. But like you said, you called it, and you were looking at me 3 or 4 plays ago. Keep running that. Sparta's having a really tough time defending that quarterback dive.
That's an Amber Flynn Jarrett in the Real Estate Collective. Touchdown for the Cavs. Big extra point here, as you mentioned, because Trip Pinion's about to get the ball back. Snap, set, kick, money again. 7:20 to go, 35-28. Cookeville with the lead, but it is certainly far from over as these two teams have gone back and forth and back and forth. Cookeville has led the majority, but they have been unable to stretch it longer than 2 possessions, and most of the game it's been right here at a 1-possession game.
Yeah, they really had a chance to put this one away late in the 3rd quarter, up 15, and they kind of let that one slip through their fingers, and now we're in a dogfight here back and forth. Which defense is going to step up? If Cookeville can get a stop on this drive, they may be able to churn it out and get out of here with a win. If.
Stick around post-game. Halle's going to be joined by the winning coach. We'll hear his thoughts live. We'll have the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. We'll talk about the game and more, so don't tune out when the game ends. Still a lot more to come from Sparta. A jam-packed Warrior Stadium tonight. Cookeville to kick it away. Peyton Simpson back deep to receive.
Does Cookeville have any answer for the Trip Pinion run game?
So far, nobody has.
Right.
We'll see if that changes now with 7 minutes to go in this game.
It's probably fair to say both teams are just going to abandon the pass the rest of the evening.
Kick is away. Simpson ranges to his right and fields it at the 9-yard line. Hesitates, now accelerates. There goes Peyton Simpson. He's at the 35-40, and he's tripped up on the feet of his own blockers. It's a great return, but that had the potential for 6. Instead, it's 1st and 10 Sparta from their 46-yard line.
And Simpson did a really good job of kind of slow playing that return. He just didn't hit it up in there. He kind of pitter-pattered his feet and let some blocks open up in front of him. And like as you alluded to, he kind of ran into one of his own guys, or he may be celebrating in the end zone right now.
What a game tonight between 2 bitter rivals. Out of region, different classifications. Doesn't matter when Cookeville and Sparta line up and get together. Trips to the left of Trip Pinion. Has the snap. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. Tripp with a stiff arm. He's still on his feet. There goes Trip Pinion. Goodbye. Give him 6. Touchdown, White County. 1 play later. It's a 1-point game.
And here's the thing, again, Cookeville had him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. They only have one guy there. Any one-on-one defender tonight for Cookeville has not had a chance to tackle Trip Pinion. Every time they can get 2 or 3 bodies around him, they have a chance to get him down. When he's one-on-one, he's breaking that tackle and out the gate.
Unbelievable, this ball game tonight. What an effort by these two teams, these two quarterbacks, these two fan bases. Simpson, huge one to try to tie it. He's had one block tonight. Snap, set, kick, good. All tied up at 35 now, and there is plenty of time for Cookeville to answer, and now is the time if you're Taylor Hennigan, you're trying to draw up a 6-minute and 45-second field goal or touchdown drive.
Yeah, that's right. Here's where you really want to grind the clock, chew it up. Now, if we go back and look, White County used a timeout on their last touchdown to go for 2. They pick it up. You say it's a great use of timeouts. Now that could lose.
Only 2
large.
remaining.
Only have 2 left for the rest of the night. So that could be a factor here later in the game.
Cookeville with all 3 timeouts remaining. White County clearly needs 1 play to score with Trip Pinion.
Yeah, they're not stopping Trip.
I will point this out. Wouldn't stun me if on this first play they go back to the play they scored the touchdown on the deep bomb to Presley Jarrett back in the first half.
Could be, could look and see, White County loading the box. Cookeville, I don't know if they've thrown a pass. Well, they threw a pass in a couple passes on that drive where they turned it over on downs late in the third quarter, but it's mainly been predominantly run, so it could be a chance to catch them sleeping a little bit.
Pinion now probably north of 300 yards rushing. He was at 220 a few minutes ago. That 55-yarder will help him out in a big way. 35-35, another classic. Simpson's kick is away. Clark goes back to field it at the 12-yard line.
We're getting an offsides here on the White County kick team.
All right, so they'll come back him up 5 yards, and do it again. Good eye, because I was looking at the return and had no clue why everyone stopped running.
Yeah, he was offsides by several yards. They usually let it go if it's pretty close. You can have most of your body over that line. So,
score update over on UCR2. Upperman kick to Macon. Clayton Harris wrecks a play. The huge sack, and now Upperman driving late in the game trying to ice it. We mentioned East Robertson took a lead there. DeKalb County has pulled away on UCR3 from Livingston. A good fight tonight from Livingston Academy, but Bridge Trapp is back for DeKalb, and that helps them out a whole lot.
100%. He's kind of obviously a lot like Tripp is here. He's the one guy that makes it go for them.
Sparta, the one team tonight not playing a Region 4-4A matchup. That changes next week. What a game it is. We'll be back here as Stone Memorial comes to town to take on the White County Warriors in about as most contrasting styles as you can find of 2 football teams. That's going to be a lot of fun. But first, we got to figure out who's winning tonight in Sparta between Cookeville and White County. Kick is away. Trying to kick it away from Clark, and Outlaw lets it roll. It's going back to the 2, and he'll have to make something happen. Outlaw at the 10, reverses field with a spin, and he is going to get hit and taken down way back in their own end. They changed it up. All night, Sparta had been kicking it towards Clark. That time, Simpson kicks it right up the middle, and it looked like that may have caught Cookeville a little bit off guard.
Put them off guard, and, we've talked all night how they've had great starting field positions, starting anywhere from the 35 to the other 45. Now they've got, let's see, where are they putting them down here at the 11? It's a long way to go for this Cavalier offense.
On the other hand, if you want a 6-minute and 38-second drive, which is how much time is on the clock, you'd rather start from back here because there's more distance for you to go. But that's a rosy picture on a negative play. Blake Owen in the gun with Johnson. Behind him, 2 receivers out to the right. Owen, who's been really good tonight, takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson hit at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Nothing doing, 2nd and 10 upcoming.
And now here's a risky run for Cookeville. You go 3 and out, you wind up having to punt that thing back to Sparta. They're going to have a short field to go. And if I'm Coach Beatty, I'm telling Tripp not to score on one play. We're going to grind this one up, probably call a bunch of handoffs, and come out of here with a one-possession win.
He may tell him that.
He may not do it.
He may not. If he's got a chance, he may get out of there. And now we've got a stoppage. I'm not sure exactly what it's for. Not sure if it's a timeout or something else. They're going to reset the play clock, so that was the reason for it. I think they had an issue getting the balls put where they were supposed to from the sideline. Don't want to punish a team for that. 6 minutes to go in this ball game. Two receivers to the left of Blake Owen. Moves a man in motion. Takes the snap. Going to hand off to Johnson after the fake. Johnson rumbles and gets positive yardage. Biggest play of the game coming here. 3rd down and 4 for Cookeville.
Yeah, I mean, this is the game right here if you're Cookeville. If you don't pick up this first down, you can have the defensive staff on that Cookeville sideline has got to have little to no confidence of them being able to stop Sparta from scoring again.
Upperman's kneeling it out. Final score 14-7. They get to 3-0 over Macon County. Here we go. 3rd and 4. Snap is taken. Hand off to Johnson. He has a hole. He rumbles through it. There goes Thomas Johnson. He's at the 30, 45, 50 when he's pushed out of bounds. Big play on the ground. The offensive line ripped open a hole, and Thomas Johnson rumbled through it for Asanya Brown with American Way Real Estate and South Willow Auto Clinic. First down.
What a run by Johnson, and what a well-blocked-up play by that Cookeville offensive line. Biggest play of the game for that offensive line tonight, and they gave him a huge hole to run for as he rumbled into White County territory. Now, you want to slow this one down if you're Cookeville.
Going final over on UCR 4, East Robertson 20, Monterey 7. A good showing tonight for the Wildcats, but East Robertson just too much. Here it's 1st and 10. Owen has the shotgun snap. He's going to hand off to Outlaw. Outlaw rumbles forward and gets down for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 with 5 minutes and counting to go, and what is another classic in this rivalry.
And what I'll say, that I think the most impressive thing to me that I've seen out of White County tonight is their open field tackling. They are making some of their one-on-one tackles in the open field against the Cookeville running backs and quarterbacks, and Cookeville's having a hard time doing that against Tripp. Also, I understand the type of animal that Tripp is.
Clock management will be something to watch. Owen takes the snap. He breaks through a couple of arm tacklers. Now there's the pile. This time Sparta pulls him back. 4-down territory as it's 3rd down and 3 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 2 weeks ago against Stone Memorial, Cookeville had a lead by a score, and they snapped the ball with 20 seconds on the play clock every play and threw a pick with 2 minutes to go when they could have run it nearly out, and Stone went down and won the game. Tonight, it's a little different because it's tied, but they don't want to give the other team any time. Right now, it's 4 minutes and 18 seconds on the play clock as Blake Owen comes into the huddle.
We just saw it doesn't take Tripp long to run 55 yards. So
3rd and 3. This place is rocking. Owen looking for room to run. He has nowhere to go. The Sparta defense says no, and it's 4th down and 3. Decision time for Coach Hennigan, but you imagine they got to go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to think you got to go for it. And to be honest with you here, I'm letting this play clock run all the way down to 0 and take a timeout and get the exact play I want.
Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, hit share. This is the time people need to tune in. Hit like if you haven't as well. It's free to watch. That's all we ask that you do, and we hope you're enjoying what these student athletes are doing tonight. 10 seconds on the play clock, and I think they're going to do exactly what you said, Justin, unless they go quick huddle. 5 seconds. Coach Hennigan's right next to the sideline official. 2 seconds, and he calls timeout with 3 minutes exactly to go in the 4th. All right, you're our resident coach here at UCR. What do you draw up if you're Cookeville on 4th and 3 with the game on the line?
You've got your best 2 options in this game right now are Thomas Johnson or Blake Owen. You got to make your mind up who's going to put the ball in their hands. Johnson's done a great job getting around on the outside tonight. I know they just tried the dive with Blake up the middle, and Sparta was game, shut it down. I'm trying to get this one on the edge with Johnson.
Biggest crowd of the season tuning in. This will be the biggest crowd of the season so far in the Upper Cumberland people-wise. This school's going to make some money tonight, I can tell you that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate the administration in Sparta for hooking us up as they always do up here. Coach Dodgen, he came up and set up this table. He had it from last week and volunteered to come set it up for us. We appreciate that.
We said this 4 plays ago is the biggest play in the game.
This is bigger.
Cookeville was backed up. Now it's just flipped. You gotta be able to get it.
Here we go. Out of the timeout. It's 4th down and 3 for the Cavaliers. Sparta's loading up the front. Snap is taken. Owens looking for the edge. He cuts it up. There's the pile, and they push it forward for a huge Cookeville Cavalier first down.
You said it. He was kind of hit there at the first down marker. You don't want to leave that up to a judgment call for an official coming in, putting the ball down. That big offensive line got behind him, pushed him forward for the extra 2 or 3 yards.
Last week, Cookeville made a game-winning kick at the buzzer. They would love to set one, or near the buzzer, I should say. It was midway through the 4th quarter, but it was a game-winning kick by Alonzo Sanchez. They'd love to do that again. Owen sends a man in motion across the line. And there's a false start, and it went uncalled. Owen rumbles forward. There is a flag. They're going to call illegal shift, I believe, or illegal motion as he was moving forward before the snap came. And it is illegal motion, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty and make it 1st and 15. And it was a run all the way for Owen, and he just got a little bit ahead of himself on that one with 2:21 to go in the 4th quarter.
This has been a phenomenal football game here in White County.
Two great teams that don't like each other. Put it out there on the line tonight.
Coach Beatty said we love to hate each other, and this is the week.
And a Warrior maybe cramping up a little bit. He sits down trying to stretch that leg out. It's going to be 1st and 15 once he's tended to. He sat down, so it doesn't look to be anything drastic, but he'll go and get stretched out by the trainer, I would imagine. Games have gone final across our pages. Last show in town here in Sparta tonight.
Well, and this is, a tough time. No idea who's even down on the field, but there's a chance you're bringing somebody in who's obviously a backup, who's maybe not played much tonight, and there's 2:21 left in the game. Ball sitting on the 39-ish yard line, and better grow up fast. He's walking off okay, whoever that is.
Yeah, get a look at his number. It's kind of bunched up there. It ends with a 1.
Probably 31.
It's 31 or 21. Caden Blaylock. It's Caden Blaylock. He's making his way off the field. He'll probably get back in there soon. It's going to be 1st and 15. That penalty could loom large. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. That's critically important at this juncture. The crowds are making a lot of noise. The clock is running. 10 seconds on the play clock, 2:07 on the game clock. Owen takes the snap. Looking to get around the right side. He's hitting the backfield, and he's taken down at the 40-yard line. Owen Adams, the senior linebacker, blows it up, and it's going to be 2nd and long, and Cookeville is out of field goal range.
Way out.
They don't want to turn the ball over, and after this play, you would imagine Curtis Beatty is going to call timeout.
I kind of thought he might take it right there. Like you said, only got 2 timeouts, so you got to play that game. Cookeville needs to bleed every second off of this clock that they can.
Blake Owen with 10 seconds on the play clock has the snap. Hands to Johnson. He gets away. There goes Thomas Johnson. He's at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cavaliers, 1:17 to go, and Thomas Johnson breaks the contain and takes it to the house.
I'll tell you, this is the first time all night that we've seen Sparta really just arm tackle and miss one, and it was that one tackle, and he was out the gate going down the sideline.
Thomas Johnson from 40 yards out on 2nd and 17 cribs it, but there is still 1 minute and 17 seconds and 2 timeouts left for Trip Pinion. A big extra point on the way here for Cookeville.
Tell you what, if White County is able to get the ball back and go down and score, you go for 2.
Snap, set, flag. Somebody jumped early. Not sure which side it went on, but the play was blown dead before it went through.
And I'll tell you right now, if it's on White County and I'm Cookeville, I'm going for 2.
It is on White County, and I think you're right. If Sparta were to go down and score, big if, they would probably go for 2 and try to end it. Cookeville could go for 2 from the 1 after that penalty, and Coach Hennigan is looking on That power play with Blake Owen has gotten at least a yard every time but once tonight.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'd go to.
What a game tonight. What a run. Thomas Johnson, we talked about him on Tuesday night on the Coaches Show. We talked about him this morning on UC Game Day Morning. We talked about him during the offseason, and that was the play of the year so far for Cookeville. Broke one tackle, and everybody for Sparta was in the box, and nobody was out there to catch that young man.
So here for the whole Sparta offense, you got to flush that. You got to let it go. What do you do for Cookeville to contain Tripp? I mean, you've got to go. You've got to change it up. You got to go to a 3-down line and get more speed, more guys on the field who can at least run with him and just contain and make him run between the tackles. When they've had a chance to get him, they've not let him on the edge. They've had to gang tackle him and run to the ball. That's what I would do. I'm not in practice all week. I have no clue if they even have the capability of doing it. We're about to find out.
And it's still the kicking unit on. If you go for two and you don't get it, then all Sparta would need was an extra point.
Correct.
1:17 to go. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Extra point on the way for Cookeville. Alonzo Sanchez to kick it. Snap, set, kick. Good. He's been money tonight. He's been money this season. And it is 42-35. But don't go away just yet. If you think this game is over, you haven't been watching tonight.
Absolutely.
Stick around postgame for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Punching Player of the Game. It's up there tonight.
Have no idea who that's going to be.
6 returns tonight for Sparta for 131 yards. They've been really good at returning kicks. How does Cookeville approach this kickoff will be interesting, as Peyton Simpson has come very close to housing 2 of them tonight.
You know, I probably blooper squibble him right here just to change it up. Like you said, Simpson's had a good beat on the returning all night.
Biggest crowd of the season watching online right now. We welcome you in and ask that once again you hit share so that people can watch the end. And, of course, this is going to stay up. People are going to go back and watch it later. If you're watching this at 3 a.m. because you wanted to see it again, thanks for tuning in once again. What a game between these 2 schools tonight.
I believe that was an Amber Flynn Jared touchdown on the last one by Thomas Johnson there. My sweet wife wanted to remind me. Appreciate that, honey.
Absolutely. It's an Amber Flynn Jared and Real Estate Collective touchdown. Little excitement.
It was.
Where do they kick this ball? Do they go to Simpson? Do they squib it? Go somewhere else? They're going to kick it to him. And it's going to, it's bobble between 2 Warriors, and now it'll be picked up. Dowell looking for the edge, and he's not going to find it at the 14. Demarius Dowell went in front of Simpson, who's returned all of them tonight, and that is a big break for the Cavs. Been a few unforced errors tonight on Sparta. Penalties, and in a game like this, that can be a big difference in it. And remember that one is it's going to be
and that's
the 14.
Something that Dowell's got to know, right? Simpson's had a great knack at this return game all night, and just almost like a pop fly in baseball. Me, no communication. Makes it a little harder, but
JoJo Dowell on the right side of Tripp Pinion. 1:10 to play. Pinion strings it out. He's going to keep it. Pinion gets away from 1. Wow. Spins to the outside. Pinion hit and taken down. Great pursuit by Cookeville. 1 minute to go. They're trying to go quick. 59 seconds and counting. Sparta getting back to the line.
It's an impressive 0-yard run there, or 2-yard run for
53
Pinion.
Seconds.
Back up if you're
50
Cookeville.
Seconds. Pinion has the snap. Going to keep it. Hand off instead to Dowell. Dowell going to get hit. Timeout time for Sparta. Cookeville with 2 great stops, and Curtis Beatty does take the timeout with 38.9 seconds. Traditionally, this is where teams would throw the football. Sparta's not doing that. They're trying to run, and Cookeville with 2 great defensive stops in a row.
Yeah, and we know that the passing game to go this far downfield that quick is just probably not there if you're Sparta. But even I'm telling Cookeville to play back. That way you have a chance if Tripp breaks one to run with it. He's the fastest player on the field. If you're up there at the line of scrimmage, he's running by everybody.
3rd and 6, but maybe even more pressing. 38.9 seconds to go.
1 timeout.
Sparta has 1 timeout or 2 downs. It comes down to that.
Correct.
They don't get a first down. The game will end after 2 downs because Cookeville will come out, put their knee on the ground, and celebrate a huge road victory over their rival. Stick around post-game. We got a lot of fun stuff planned.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm Cookeville, Sparta's going this 3 wide over here. I don't know that I'll line up 3 over 3 if I'm Cookeville. I'd get another guy in the box.
38.9 seconds out of the timeout. Pinion has the snap. He's dropping back to pass, looking left, and now he's going to tuck it. Looking right now. Pinion pulls the ball, gets away from 1. Pinion darts out of bounds with 30.8. He's short of the line to gain, but he did make it much more manageable on 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 2 for White County. Good coverage there by the Cavs.
Yeah, they were. Here I go saying I don't know if I play 3 over 3 and they dropped back and passed. That'd have been a touchdown if anyone was listening to me. So that's why I'm up here again. But Sparta has to throw it now. They're kind of out of the. A tackle in bounds is bad for.
1 timeout left for Sparta. 30.8 seconds to go. It's 4th and 1. A negative play or 0 yards, and Cookeville wins. Pinion takes the snap. Hands off to Dowell. Dowell to the edge. JoJo Dowell, he's past the 35. Timeout called, or they're trying to get up to the line as they'll stop the clock. Coach Beatty's calling for a spike, wants to keep that timeout in his pocket. They set the ball down, clock's still not running. They got to reset the chains. Pinion slams the ball into the ground with 22.6. Smart move by Coach Beatty, as that's a first down and just 2 seconds turn off the clock.
I mean, that's all you can do right there if you're White County. And you're right. They definitely have an opportunity with that 1 timeout left in their back pocket to continue to run the ball. But if you're going to run it, you got to put it in Tripp's hands.
They break the huddle with 22.6 seconds. Cookeville has 2 timeouts. They're trying to get out of here with a win and snap a 2-game losing streak to Sparta. Pinion has the snap. He's going to play fake and keeps it around the left side. Bounces it up. Pinion still on his feet. He's going to get taken down short of the first down, and they'll have to burn the timeout. They do with 14.4 seconds remaining. Cookeville is just praying. Tick, 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 tick that clock down, and they get out of here with a win.
That's right. Now, hey, any tackle inbounds that's not a first down, that's probably your game. We've seen Tripp score almost from this exact spot in the field earlier, hitting it on the backside of the power read. He broke 1 tackle and out of there. What I have seen Cookeville doing, though, is they're putting a spy on the line of scrimmage on Pinion, and he's falling off when the ball snap and just going where he goes. So if he's handing it to a running back, he ain't giving a rip. He's keeping his eye on Pinion. That's the adjustment they've made here on this last drive of the game.
3rd and 2, a little bit irrelevant now, though, with 14 seconds to go in this ball game. Thomas Johnson's 40-yard touchdown rush with just over a minute to go is the difference in this one. The question is, does that hold up as the game winner, or does Sparta have some home field magic left in them here in a pursuit of getting to 3-0? Pinion's going to have 2 receivers each way. He's still looking back towards the sideline. Not sure if they're on the same page or not out of that timeout. Looks like JoJo Dowell's on his left. And now Taylor Hennigan calls timeout.
Cookeville was kind of confused on defense, what they were doing. There was a miscommunication. That's a good timeout from Coach Hennigan, just because clock's already stopped. Really doesn't matter, amount to anything in the grand scheme of things. So got him, at least gives him an opportunity to get his guys over there. They lined up in a 2-by-2. They've been lining up in a bunch of 3-by-1, so it gives them a chance to change things up.
We'll say it again because people are tuning in every moment. There are 14.4 seconds to go in regulation. Cookeville leads 42-35. Cookeville has led the majority of this football game, but have been unable to stretch it. The biggest lead was 15. Sparta answered with 15 straight points. Sparta has not been able to take a lead in this game over Cookeville. Can the Cavs finish it? Or again, is there a little bit of magic left in White County here tonight?
In this second half, it's been 3 Tripp Pinion touchdowns, of a 3-yard one, a 35-yard one, and a 54-yard run. You know he's capable of going to the crib from anywhere on this field.
2 receivers each way for Pinion. No timeouts remaining for White County. 1 for Cookeville.
Cookeville playing super soft.
Man in motion. Pinion has the snap. Rolls to his right.
Hitting the wheel
Sets
route.
up,
It's
looking
open.
deep downfield towards that wheel route. Double coverage, and it's broken up. Mason Taylor was the first one to it, had a shot at the pick, but he does break up the pass as they were looking deep. And now, 4th and 2, 7 seconds to go.
Like you said a minute ago, last play of the ball game, if they don't pick it up, they're able to pick it up. They've got to hurry to the line and get a spike because
I think it's over if you
out
get
of
tackled
timeouts.
inbounds. I think it's
Yeah.
over if you get tackled inbounds on any play. And now you have the debate if you're a coaching staff, if you're White County, is your best option just let 3 run and see if he can win a foot race.
I think so, and I'll tell you what, if I'm Coach Hennigan, I'll let them get up to the line, wait till they're about to snap it, take a timeout, and regroup.
4th and 2, trips to the right, and that's exactly what Taylor Hennigan does. He calls timeout, and they'll talk about it here. No timeouts remaining, 7.6 seconds to go, 7-point Cav lead.
You know, that probably goes – Coach Hennigan and I go way, way back, coach together, play together, and probably have a lot of the same tendencies, good and bad, I'd say. So what a game.
What a game indeed. You know, last year's 59-54, kind of the inverse of this game where Sparta led throughout but couldn't stretch it.
Right.
They ended up hanging on to win. Cookeville has led throughout this one, haven't been able to stretch it. Will they hang on to win? And we see a reverse script a little bit. There's maybe 2 less touchdowns apiece, but there's still been a bunch of scoring, and you have one team who's controlled the game for the most part,
right,
but haven't been able to put away their biggest rival.
Sure, and you know, the converse of last year is Cookeville scores late to make it a 1-score game, and White County got the ball back with 2 or 3 minutes, and you just did not feel like they could get it. They were going to stop White County from running out of the clock or scoring. Here, yeah, they're just going straight prevent, probably as safe as you can be. Only thing is that gives Tripp a chance to get his head of steam going.
They're going to back everybody up, and now they push him up just a little bit. 4 defensive backs along the 30-yard line for Cookeville. Now make it 5. 3 down linemen. Everybody else is way back. 7 seconds to go. It's 4th and 2. Pinion has the snap. He's dropping back. Has all day. He's hit. Gets away. Now Pinion's going to tuck it and run. Tripp getting caught from behind, slung down. Ball game. Cookeville comes on the road and defeats Sparta. Final score, Cavaliers 42, Warriors 35. And there is a huge celebration right now as Cookeville gets it done tonight.
That's a big win for that program. That's probably the biggest win that Coach Hennigan's had while he's been there. A hard-fought game. Tripp played his tail off. Blake Owen played his tail off. Thomas Johnson had a great game. Just an unbelievable game. That's what these games are about. This is what you remember when you're sitting there telling those tales when you're 40, 50 years old about, you remember when we played Sparta when we were a senior? You remember when we played Cookeville? A game like this is something that people remember for a long time.
And one thing is certain. After decades of a lopsided rivalry, this thing is very even, which is very exciting if you're like us and are a fan of Upper Cumberland High School football. Tonight, it's the Cookeville Cavaliers getting it done. We welcome you into the postgame show. Again, stick around. We've got the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game. We've got stats from this game tonight. Hallie's going to catch up with Taylor Hennigan if he doesn't go running over off the field, which who would blame him, as they are very much feeling it. She'll bring him to the 50-yard line. We'll get the camera on him after they break their huddle and get him over here to hear his thoughts. I'm sure he will be very excited tonight. Final score, Cookeville 42, White County 35. Cookeville tonight rushes 52 times for 356 yards. They throw 4 times for 78 yards. Not 4 times. They get 78 yards on the ground. They actually do throw 4 times. Blake Owen, 3 of 4 for 78 yards. Sparta tonight, 37 rushes, 407 yards. Thomas Johnson, 13 carries, 140 yards and a touchdown. Blake Owen, 27 carries, 110 yards, 4 touchdowns. Isaac Fry, 3 carries, 56 yards. Caden Outlaw, 8 carries for 44 yards. White County in this game, Tripp Pinion, 25 carries, 297 yards, and 4 touchdowns. JoJo Dowell goes 4 for 58. Cole Sims, 2 for 21. Demarius Dowell, 4 carries for 20 yards and a touchdown. As we mentioned, Blake Owen 3 for 4, 78 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions tonight. Presley Jared 2 catches, 66 yards, including that 57-yard touchdown. Jackson Jones goes 1 for 12. Cookeville did not complete a pass in the second half. They did not need to. Not sure if they attempted a pass in the second half. Don't have that one right in front of us. Trip Pinion couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it going through the air, I should say. There was several drop balls in there tonight. 0 for 7. Punting, Mason Taylor 2 for 85 yards. Demarius Dowell 4 for 119 as Cookeville gets the win and improves to 2-1 on the season. And you know what? As we talk about this game, and we'll get to the player game momentarily, you got to tip your cap to Cookeville. They are finding a way to win close games. They lost one week 1. They rallied right back, beat Pure Academy in dramatic fashion, and tonight, maybe even more dramatic given the circumstances, to defeat Sparta on the road.
Yeah, you said it. That's probably as dramatic fashion as you can get, having to rely on a late fourth-quarter touchdown to beat a team some of these kids have never beat, right? That's a huge win for Coach Hennigan and his program. It was a complete rebuild from where he started, and you can see the progress that they're making each and every week. Proud of him and proud of that team. And
Cookeville now's got some momentum. Heading into next week when they welcome in Lebanon, we saw Lebanon last week. Yeah. I'm not sure that's going to be a game like it was last year, which was very lopsided.
Yeah, I mean, just to be honest with you, I think that's kind of a winnable game for Cookeville.
Agree.
You know, before the season started, I wasn't for sure. After watching Lebanon and then watching what we saw at Cookeville tonight, I think they'll have an opportunity to do it.
And we're keeping an eye on Coach Hennigan as Halle's. She's learning on the fly, everybody. You got to get in there and get in between all the pads and find your head coach before he heads out of there. So if she can get a hold of Taylor Hennigan, we'll bring him to you live. For Sparta, they fall to 2-1 on the season. They're going to have to shake it off really quickly because they get back home next week in a huge Region 4 4A matchup when they welcome in the Stone Memorial Panthers, who are going to throw the ball all around the yard. They're not going to face a team that will rush for 356 yards, but they're going to try to throw for 356 yards.
Exactly. It'll just be a completely different game than they played tonight, where they played in the box all night and it was a real physical game. They are going to be all over the field, spread it out, getting all over the place. So they're going to have to defend sideline to sideline this coming week.
And Halle's trying to get Coach Hennigan, but they're making their way out of here. I think they want to get to the buses and go home, and I would not blame them. They rolled in here 20 minutes before the game started, Justin, and they rolling out here 5 minutes after the game ends with a big victory at Sparta.
And I think we're about to get a big Gatorade
bath. Yeah, we are. We're going to get a Gatorade bath
for Coach Hennigan. They're setting him up for it. There it goes.
They got the Gatorade bath for Coach. Halle, awesome. Get in there and get him. Bring him over.
A soaking wet Taylor Hennigan.
A soaking wet Taylor Hennigan. Just don't let him touch the microphone. Don't forget, coming up not long from now, we'll have the Friday Night End Zone show live here on our Facebook page. Talk about this game. Talk about Monterey hanging real tough with East Robertson. Talk about a whole host of different games. So I will kick on Halle's microphone as soon as she gets close enough that we got her. We still have her microphone. Halle, if you could give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And we'll ask Coach Hennigan his thoughts. You're good right there, Halle, if you want to set up with him. And we'll kick on her microphone. And Halle, here's Halle with Coach Hennigan.
Thank you, Noah. I'm here with Coach Hennigan after an amazing win against a big rival like Sparta. What are the thoughts and feelings after tonight's game?
Yeah, just proud. Told our team it's hard to win games. I told them that last week. And you come to this environment, an incredible environment against a good team and a couple of really good players. It's satisfying. And I'm just happy for our seniors. They've earned it.
You didn't make any passes in the second half or complete any passes. Did you really rely on your running in the second half of the whole game?
Yeah, the whole game. I mean, we felt like we kind of opened them up there at the end of the first half, which probably helped us a little in the second half. But I think everybody here knew what we were doing. I don't think it was a secret. I told Blake that's one of the toughest performances, just physically toughest performances I've ever seen. Our O-line, tight ends, backs, everybody was awesome.
Congratulations to you, Coach. Thank you.
There's Halle with Taylor Hennigan. And the microphone worked this week. She did a great job. Congratulations to Coach Hennigan. You know, congratulations to Cookeville certainly on the win. Congratulations to both of these teams laying it out there. That game right there, Justin, is what high school football is all about. Two communities that care deeply about their teams, all showing up at once, fighting to win a high school football game. And Cookeville comes out on top tonight. And now the intrigue grows for next year. We've had two straight classics. One went the way of Sparta, one goes the way of Cookeville, and we'll see what happens in next year's matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, and you talked about it, what it means for both of these communities, that care deeply. You could see as the clock hit 0, the celebration on the Cookeville side, and then being here on the Sparta side, you could just feel the dejection and letdown and the disappointment. And there's probably not any kid who played in that game tonight who can walk home with their head hung low. Every kid out there that I saw laid it out on the field and doesn't have anything to be ashamed of.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, it's time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. There are 2 absolute contenders for this one tonight, I think, Justin. But ultimately, it's got to come down to you as we get the stats pulled up here for who you think should get the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game.
You know, and it's like you said, there's 2 contenders, and in my eyes, going with Blake Owen tonight, 27 rushes, 121 yards, 4 touchdowns, 78 yards through the air, and a touchdown. If Sparta wins that game, it's Trip Pinion. And, you know, to be honest, Thomas Johnson had a big night there for the Cavaliers. Didn't seal the game for him, gave him the go-ahead touchdown there late in the fourth quarter. But like Coach Hennigan said, that was a very physically brutal game that Owen just went through, and he was game for it all night.
Yeah, they relied on Blake Owen a lot tonight. Thomas Johnson certainly in the discussion for it, but you heard Coach Hennigan, the first player he talked about was Blake Owen. He had a gutsy effort. He is the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. Cookeville improves to 2-1 on the season. They will welcome in the Lebanon Blue Devils to Cookeville next Friday night. Sparta falls to 2-1 on the season. They've got a big one as well as they welcome in the Stone Memorial Panthers. That game against Stone will be next week's high school football game of the week. We'll be right back here high atop Warrior Stadium as the Region 4 4A begins to shake out. Join us probably about an hour from now, 45 minutes to an hour from now for the Friday Night End Zone Show live right here on our Facebook page. Justin and I will be joined by guests from around the area. We'll have call-ins. We'll hopefully get Coach Hennigan on the phone later on. We'll see if we can use our connection here with Justin to get him on the phone when we go live and hear from other coaches around the area as we talk about what happened in a very interesting night for high school football across the Upper Cumberland. As always, keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the latest coverage of high school sports throughout the area. Goose was here tonight, and I cannot wait to see the highlight reel he's going to drop from this game, along with all the amazing photos and story. That will come to UpperCumberlandReporter.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. If you haven't already liked our page, what are you doing? Like this page, like UCR 2, 3, 4, and the Tennessee Talk page while you're at it. We'll talk to you all a little bit later on for the Friday Night End Zone Show. Until then, final score from Sparta. Cookeville 42, White County 35. I'm Noah McKay for Justin Matheney to my right. Halle Ledbetter on the sideline. Madison McKay on producer duties. Michael and Maddie Lynn.